And we're live. What up, guys? Welcome back to FMT. It's your motherfucking host. It's your boy, Austin. We got BMO here. We got Trev here. We got a very special guest in the fucking house tonight, on the podcast tonight. We got a local podcaster, Blake Mayfield, on the podcast tonight. How you doing, dog? How you living?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah. Honestly, I'm good. Like, I know people are like, oh, I'm good, and they're fucking shit inside. I'm good, man. I'm grateful. People
that just say, yeah, no, I'm good, they're literally fucking dying inside. Right.
Like they're planning some shit out and no one knows. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. Seriously, I'm good. Thank you guys for having me. This is super sick, man. This is a cool ass setup.
Sorry to ramp you. I appreciate you coming on, dude, because, like, it's always dope to meet somebody local that's willing to come on and, like, in a hurry too. You're like, yeah, of course, I'm down, let's do it. Like, that's so fucking cool and kind of rare these days, because I feel like not everybody's so quick to do that. Obviously, you have your own podcast, so you know how to do this, you know how this works.
Yeah.
Which is something I wanted to talk to you about as well. Okay. But before we got on the podcast, we were talking about roommate situations and how shitty roommate situations are. I feel like, as shitty as they are, though, I feel like we have to go through them as like a teenager, as a young adult. It's so important. Bimo, you've had roommates, right? Like,
no, bro.
No, you've never had roommates. Not like your friends, though. Like,
no, I've never lived with my friends, bro. I literally can't do it. I wouldn't do it. I choose not to do it.
It's
smart.
It's gotta be.
I applaud you.
I want to say, though, I appreciate you showing up in Crocs and cracking open a fucking beer.
Hey, man.
For reals, dog. Yeah. What's up?
Because I've seen it. I've listened to a few episodes and I watched a couple, and I can tell it's one of those chill environments. It's not it's not a business pod. It's like we're going to see the fucking mayor. Like,
definitely not.
We're coming in here and just kind of shooting the shit. So I just figured that was the right attire. You know what I mean?
It is appropriate. It is appropriate for sure.
Cool. Respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? What were we talking about?
Roommates.
Right
you gotta go through it. And,
it is important, and I think it can destroy friendships, though. Because for me, I grew up, moved out young, got a place with my buddies, and my brothers, like the closest dudes in my life. By the end of the roommate situation, we were like almost to the point where we weren't friends anymore. And these were dudes I grew up with for like fucking the last 10, 15 years. We get into the roommate situation, it's like, fucking you ate my shit, or you're not paying on time, or whatever, the shitty roommate situations. Give me your worst roommate situation.
Definitely. I was telling him, I used to think I was like some fucking wine collector. Like, you know how like all these celebrities have like wine cellars where they have 100 and they're never going to drink it. You know what I mean? But like I had maybe 10 or 15 different bottles at one point. And I remember I went to go pick up one of them because it was my favorite in particular, and it was empty and I hadn't opened it. Like, it wasn't one of those where, like, it was just, like, the cork. Like, it was, like, a seal where you could tell it was open.
How much was the bottle?
Maybe $20. But, like, it's always, like...
You got to respect a man's fine whining, bro.
Yeah, it was the principle.
And that's what us dudes always go back to. But it's seriously, like, it's the principle of it. Like, especially when it's the whole fucking bottle. And then the audacity to go and put it back up there as if I'll never check.
Dude, fill it with water at least, dude.
That's my thinking.
Fill it with something for me to at least take a drink and get mad that it's not the actual thing I wanted to drink. Do something, dude.
Yeah, it's like I remember going in like my friends' like parents' cabinets and drinking like a little bit of tequila and then filling it back up with water.
Always, dude.
Eat a few Oreos.
Mom like that too. She goes to take a shot. She's like, "Man, this don't taste right." We just scramble.
Just always, dude. We would fucking kill their bottles. And as an adult now, looking back on that, it's like, oh my god, we were pieces of shit. No. How could we fucking do that? Yeah. But when you're a kid, you don't fucking think about it. When you're a teenager, you're just trying to get drunk, trying to get a buzz on. You don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right?
That wasn't the worst. Honestly, okay, the worst experience. That was the one that was kind of like, in a way, it was smart. Like, it was almost like sneaky smart. I kind of almost respected it if it wasn't mine. Because it's like, just the audacity to put it back, dude. It's just like, that's wild.
If you would have filled it.
Right. I would have never noticed. I would have had some water at one point. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Poured some of that Welch's grape juice back in it. That's what I did with my mom's all the time.
Pour the Coke and the Jack Daniels, and you fucking, dude, they don't know, dude. It's fine.
So,
until they're sober after a bottle, like, what the fuck?
After a rough day, just wanted to fucking, just relax a little bit. The worst thing was one of my ex-roommates, he So I got him his first place after he got out of jail, which he wasn't like a bad guy. He did some dumb shit. I think he got like in a public fight or something. He was in there for a couple months. Let him come to my place. And I remember.
Did he kill the dude?
No.
A couple months? Jesus Christ, dude.
I think it was like he did some other bullshit like around town. Like he's done.
Blake's like, yeah, there was a fight. He shot him and he died.
Yeah, like,
it was just a fight.
Yeah, but you could be like getting a fight, so then that's like an offense or whatever. Then you like bust out a public like a window, and then
are you talking about breaking out of jail?
No. Like you bust
you bust out of
like a
a
business window, like after you took off from a
public intoxication. Like you can do other shit.
A bunch of fines on top.
I think it was just like a lead up. Like he was doing some fuck shit for a while, and so I remember he got out, and I know the times we're in and stuff. He wasn't bisexual before he went in, but he was when he came out. What?
Okay, dude. Hey, look, put a pin in that. Let's put a pin in that because I know Trev's seen the notes today.
Right, you ain't about it.
I'm just saying how you ain't
about to tell me the worst thing is he tried to fuck you, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not the worst thing. No. No, that's seriously not.
Just avoided that red flag.
No, because I put the limit. I was like, look, man, like you're cool to be here. Like I don't even care if that's like your lifestyle, it's your thing. Like
I just don't want your cock in my mouth.
Yeah, just don't try
in my mouth,
or else
that's
it's over.
Yeah. Like we can live together. I just don't want your dick in my ass. And that's the lines I'm setting you.
Yeah,
so just look, don't
just
touch.
boundaries.
Look, don't touch.
But we had rooms right next to each other in the house, and so during his, I'll say phase, he, I'm trying to be as polite as possible. During his phase, he would invite men and women, and the times he'd invite men, I could always hear him fucking through the wall.
No,
because his bed was against the wall, and like I was on like the other side of it. My bed's like against the.
Did you want to join?
But
you wanted to join. You didn't want to join. Okay.
No, I didn't want to join. Okay. But I would always hear the thumping.
Join is why I was asking.
I'd hear the thumping. And the worst shit would be like,
damn it,
Trevor's
dude.
loving this.
Damn it, dude.
Like I'd hear the thumping, and then there'd be times like he'd walk like right out as soon as he was done, like just covered in sweats. It'd smell how you think it smells. I'm like, bro, like,
did it fill the whole house with the
dude? There was one time
smell.
like armpit smell, dick smell. I'm like, dude, like what Jesus the fuck,
Christ.
man?
Just
like
two men just getting after it,
like keep baby wipes or Clorox wipes to just get the pits in the groin.
Deep in the honey hole, dude. Jesus Christ.
Ain't no fucking way I'm letting that shit happen, regardless if it's like they're paying rent. That shit ain't happening in the room next to me.
In your house?
Hell no, dude. I'm like, yo,
I get people be fucking. Yo, come on, man.
I thought you were saying you wouldn't
at
let
least
a dude
wait till I go
fuck
to
you.
sleep or something. I'm like, bro, I'm still awake. Chill.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't want to get woken up to that.
I mean, fuck, bro. Like, okay, it's one, like whatever, a chick going in or whatever, but like, listen to some dudes, bro. Dude, I don't know. Like, I ain't got nothing against it, but at the same time, if it's like in my life, then it's a little fucking weird.
How strange.
For me, personally.
How do you guys think men can be bisexual?
Was he fucking or was he getting fucked?
That's
a great question.
That's what my question was.
That's a great
was he
question.
the receiver or
he volunteered that he was the Jerry Rice in the situation. He was not Joe Montana. He was not Brady.
Okay, I don't know sports, so break it down for me.
Jerry Rice was a receiver.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Tom Brady's a quarterback.
Disrespect that you don't know Jerry Rice.
Or Tom
I don't
Brady.
know fucking sports, guys. You fucking know this.
That's good because I was gonna
sports to know Jerry fucking Rice.
I know, dude. I suck, dude. I don't know movies. I don't know sports, dude. Hit me with anything else in the fucking world. I got you, dude. I fucking got you.
I know podcasts. But yeah, that's probably the worst. And we're not friends anymore. I don't live with them anymore.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask, do you still live with this guy?
No, I couldn't come in here and do this
because
and
we're
then go
fucking
home
ragging on him.
Yo, by the way, I told about the time you fucking did. Like, no, hell no.
But you think,
I couldn't have that conversation.
Do you think dudes could be bisexual? Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Why the fuck not?
I don't think they can. I think when a dick goes and penetrates an asshole as a male, you're gay after that point.
Nah.
I think so, dude.
Aren't we seeing a whole movement though?
What do you mean, bro? You're saying that.
Fuck the movement. Put the movement to the side. Go ahead, Bimo. What are you saying?
You stuck in some chick's butt and you're like, oh, I'm gay now?
What?
You said once you stick it in a butt, you're gay.
No, males. I said males. Girls,
like a
even
dude's
though,
butt?
fucking off the table. If you penetrate an asshole in general, you're gay.
I think if you like dude's butt, how could you also like vagina?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, there's no How could you feel something as good as a dude's asshole and it's still like a chick?
That's good.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if he likes the certain tightness, like, you don't always get that with women.
You know what I'm saying?
If that's what he's into. If he wants to just like, yeah,
that's a good question though, because.
Hell no. A chick's ass ain't tighter than a gay dude's butt, bro. Hell no.
You're right. That shit is gaped out, dude.
Bro, where else they sticking it, right? You got 50-50 with women. If you're like that, you got only one hole to stick it in a dude, bro.
But there's the mouth.
That's true, dude.
Ears,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Trevor, did you say this?
But how much are they into that? Like, how many times have they been penetrated? I guess we'll say
a dude or a woman.
A dude. Like, how many times is that guy, if he's gay, bisexual? How many times has he actually been? Like,
if you're receiving, probably a lot.
If he's 30 years old, at least 200, I would say.
Yeah. And gay dudes fuck, bro. Gay dudes fuck more than anybody.
Oh, dude, because they know they know they can go to one spot.
I don't understand how they're walking normal still.
They know they can go to one spot, and for sure, sex is going to happen. It's always an option for them. They can either call, like, for straight dudes, we got to try. We got to put in the effort. We got to go to places. We got to meet women. We got to do all of these, just fucking work on ourselves.
Play the texting game.
How does our body look? Are we skinny? Are we fat? Gay dudes, they know what the fuck it is, dude. Let's fuck. We don't care about a relationship. We're not in this for a relationship or children.
Because it's two guys you're dealing with.
It's two men.
It's two, and us as guys usually know what we want out of situations.
Fucking meat and potatoes.
Whether it's the job, relationship, family relationship, like, we know what we want out of, like, a bunch of stuff.
Most of the time.
Bro, I don't even think gay dudes fall in love.
Ooh.
You don't think they do?
Nah.
So, okay.
Nah.
That's interesting. Why
that
not?
is.
Because, bro, what the fuck? We're men, dude. What do you mean?
Men don't fucking fall in love.
A woman makes a man fall in love, you know what I'm saying? For, like, certain shit that a dude can't give another dude. Two dudes can't.
That's a really good point.
Fall in love like that, right?
That's a really good point. And, like, I know this,
I guess it's just for me, but
I know this is a bit right now, but it's a really good point because, I mean, I'm talking from a straight point of view, so obviously I am falling in love, like Brandon's saying, with a woman. And it's like, how could this man provide the same affection and the same emotions and the same chemicals that are being put out to make me fall in love? Because I think falling in love is more than just an emotion, obviously. Like, you have an intimate connection with this person. And that's why I said, rather than a bit, I think, like, that might be real.
Yeah, because, I mean, if a dude is giving you, like, the feminine side of shit, like, why not just fall in love with a woman?
Yeah.
Well, look, one guy's always more feminine than the other.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, there's still a husband and wife scenario.
Oh,
that's true.
Also, on the subject of men and women, us as dudes will never admit this shit. We eventually fall harder for the girl after a while. The girl never stays falling as hard for us. Maybe in the beginning, because of looks or because of confidence. After a while, us dudes, and we won't admit this shit, but we... This is like some Steve Harvey, Kevin Samuel shit, but like we seriously, like, we will fall harder. Like, at least that's my experience.
I say it all the time, bro. I agree, 100% agree with you.
Yeah,
bro. Pussy runs the world for sure. You will never. It's facts.
It's 100%.
But I think it's more than that too. I think it's just like, because us as dudes, we have to act so hard on the surface and shit. And like, after a while, it's like you say, like, the intimate thing and whatnot. Like, when you finally meet someone that, like, will accept your dark side, I guess, and be sensitive with you. It's like, oh wow, I got my person, and then she's up and gone. You know,
I guess you're kind of flipping the script on what I just said, and it kind of makes sense. But fuck, I'm fucked.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, same shit though, because like in my prior like relationships with women or whatever, it's like it's almost like I cared more or I gave more affection most of the time. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, damn. All right, so these bitches are cold hearted, dude. I don't know. I might find a man.
And obviously that's from your perspective, and maybe if you would ask those same women, they would be like, nah, he was fucking cold hearted. He didn't give me shit.
Yeah, bro, but they weren't. I have got their perspective because they try to come back.
Oh, okay. So for me, my own perspective, I always fall fucking insanely hard because for me, it's like we're saying, like, it's all or nothing for me. And that's with everything in my life. So especially relationships, I'm fucking all in, period. The second that I know that I'm into you and I don't have the want to fuck other people anymore while I'm fucking you, it's all over. That's it. That's fucking it for me. And I don't think I really realized that until I became a little bit older, a little more mature. I was actually fucking my current girlfriend of 7 years and also fucking other people. She found out and was like, what's up? Did you fuck her? Because she came bragging to me about it. And I was like,
she came bragging?
Yeah. And
oh, damn.
And because the situation was that girl I had fucked knew that me and Brooke were fucking, which is my woman. And she was like, she wanted to rub it in her face, you know? And
oh, of course, the women.
Oh, you know, God. Like, women do that kind of shit. And he's got a giant dick, and she didn't really say that. I made that
it's
part
like
up.
Sex Olympics, dude. Fucking.
And then I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna lose her. And I was like, oh, I have feelings for her, I guess. Holy shit, damn it. And now it's been fucking 7 years. But I was like, shit, like I was all in after that point. It was fucking all or nothing for me. So I do think you're right. But
oh, here we go.
The wheels are turning.
Actually, no,
some toxic man shit.
Actually, no, I don't really have anything to say.
Okay.
I mean, just at the end of the day, I'm trying to cuddle with some titties. I'm not trying to rub my head up against fucking a man chest.
Damn, Trev, you're homophobic as shit,
I'm
dog.
sorry.
You hate gay people?
No, I don't hate them.
You hate them, dude.
I just
on the grill.
Might
Why do you
stand.
hate 'em?
I just might stand closer to the wall when they're around. Not on me.
Trev,
Well, okay,
Trev's the wildest on this podcast, and you guys think that me and Brandon are the wildest. Trev is the wildest on this podcast.
Another thing about women is
That's why
that
we can't have a fish tank.
what's up?
I said that's why we can't have a fish tank.
Just nothing. Disregard Trev.
It's all
Go
good.
ahead.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Another thing about women is that, and this is an undisputed fact, you can't even, us as men can't even compete with it. 9 out of 10 women always have more and or better options than every fucking guy.
Period.
And I'm talking even, it could be fucking Drake, Ben Affleck, The Rock. Unless you're that like carte blanche status,
Yeah.
women always have more and better options.
Definitely.
And even then, the women
Definitely.
at that level, Rihanna could fuck any dude.
Any
she
dude.
I mean, she chose ASAP Rocky, but any fucking dude.
Even if we're just
I
talking about a normal
respectfully
woman.
disagree with that, though, dude.
You don't think women have more options than men?
I think that they have more options, but
you
I don't
tried
think
being
that
a fat
they're
guy all your
better
life.
than. I don't think they have better options, but they got more options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
yeah. I put myself on top, bro.
I see. I see.
I respect it. I respect it.
If we're looking at it from like statistics, and we're looking at it from like, you know, even from an average woman's point of view, average woman, like not top fucking scale like Rihanna, like the example you gave, even average women have a serious, I wouldn't say unlimited because they don't, but a serious amount of options. A serious amount of options, even average women.
Yeah.
Which, what does that mean for us, though? What does that mean for average dudes trying to get a woman?
Well, the reason the average women have so many options is because us average dudes figure out they're just average. But even certain above standard men would probably go for them because they deem them as easy. So for us, it seems reachable. For them, it's just plain easy.
So is it a mindset thing, like BMO's saying over here? Is it a mindset thing, like, oh no, I'm not average. I do place myself on the top, period. So in order to get with me, you need to be this type of woman and you need to be this and this and this. So holding yourself to a higher standard and making the women come to you in a sense of like, you need to meet me here if this is going to happen.
You're saying it like I hold myself to a higher standard. I don't hold myself like seeing a woman and then say like I'm too good for them. I don't hold myself to a standard that way.
Okay.
I'm just saying like in the sense of I could be talking to somebody and she could have more options or be like low-key talking to other dudes or whatever. I'm saying, in my opinion, I'm the best dude that you could possibly be talking to right now.
Got
She could be fucking the dirtiest bitch ever,
right?
But I would still say I'm the best. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and then I would give her reasons, and she could compare and contrast, and I would still put myself on top for that reason. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
I think I could do better than the next in that fact, I guess.
But see,
but why wouldn't you think of that? Why wouldn't you think that way?
Right.
Yeah.
Unless, like, obviously, people, men, especially men and women, we all have insecurities. We all get down on ourselves, especially when it comes to relationships. Of course, like, especially humans in general, we all pick things out about ourselves that we don't like, or women aren't going to be attracted to me because of this reason. And in reality, it's probably not true.
It's not true at all, bro.
Right.
Because there's always gonna be something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't work out 7 days a week.
That's why I don't work out 7 days a week.
You know what I mean? Like, there's always gonna be something wrong.
But
You gotta pick your wrong.
But you will always put yourself down for something that you don't think you're good enough looking at a woman, and then she'll completely disagree. And it's happened to me multiple times where I'm thinking that I wasn't good enough or I wasn't like this and that, but they're like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
Like, no, I've been looking for that.
Yeah, they're like, no, I actually think you're like really attractive, I love your personality, da da da. And I was like, I was so down on myself about it, but just actually talking to you, completely flipped the fucking script on myself. So I was like, wow, what the fuck?
Even in a fucking long-term relationship, I still do that to this day. I'm like, oh, this about me and all this, like, and Brooke's like, I don't know, like, what are you talking about? I don't ever notice that shit. Like, you're wrong. You're wrong, period. And so even me, in a very secure relationship, still I'm insecure. That's just human. Like I'm saying, that's just fucking human. And we all deal with that shit.
You in a relationship?
No.
No? Single?
I've been single for over 4 years.
Just tearing it up.
I'm
dog.
happy as shit.
Just tearing it up.
I like my alone time, man. Like, because relationships take a lot. That's another thing we never talk about. Like, everyone talks about the sex and the dates and the fucking Valentine's Day, but like, it's just a lot, man.
The work, dude.
Because it's a lot of work for the texting and planning and then having to keep someone else happy. And are you focusing on keeping yourself happy first, though? Like, there's just so much shit that it's just like, none of that is on the table when you're by yourself. None of it.
You're right. You're right.
And plus, I'm young enough, dude. I'm not worried. I'm not about to die. I don't need to give my money to someone because I'm rich. I don't.
I feel like a lot of people though that are like worried about being single or whatever though, that like you say like the texting and all that type of shit. I feel like a lot of that's caused by like insecurities and like jealousy. So it's like forced. You're forcing a relationship and forcing to be there. So if you let that shit go aside, a relationship becomes so much more natural and so much more easy to where you don't have to be on your phone and talk to this girl and worry about what they're doing. So you would, in reality, be able to say, I need my fucking alone time. Like, let me take don't come around for a day. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
also part of it is societal norms. So like that is what is normal in our society and social media.
Yeah, we're going to normalize fucking getting some alone time, bro.
Right, for sure. We do need to normalize alone time. We need to normalize making yourself a priority, making time for yourself a priority. That is out the fucking window, and not even in relationships. In modern day, grind as hard as you fucking can life. Like, fuck that shit. You don't get time to yourself. Fuck a break. Fuck all that shit. Period. It's fucking grind. And so even outside of a relationship, normalize fucking having time with yourself, which I'm terrible at. I'm talking as if we should be doing this. I don't do that shit. I'm terrible at that. My therapist tells me every fucking week I need to do that shit.
Also, I think people are just fucking exhausted, man. Like, people that have been working through the whole COVID bullshit and just like, there's just, when you have that much on your plate, like, you just get tired. Like, that's why there's
all the time.
No one's working anywhere. That's why everyone's trying to do a podcast, or people are trying to do their own business. Like, they want to do something they're passionate about, because if you're going to be tired, you might as well be tired doing some shit you like.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, and I totally get that. You know what I mean? But people are fucking exhausted right now.
That's a great point.
And,
like, maybe that is why people didn't want to go back after the pandemic, not just solely off of realizing that their wage was shitty, or realizing their job was shitty, or their employer was shitty, but also due to the fact of like, oh my God, this is what being rested feels like. I'm a different person. I can think. My children love having me home. I don't, at all costs, I'm not going back. And maybe that's why the fucking, wage or the fucking job crisis, employment crisis is as bad as it is now. I don't know if it's gotten any better over the course of since we last talked about it, but
not really. It's going to get worse though. At the end of this year, another sledgehammer's coming down, man.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
No, I think you're right. I don't think you're far off, because look what's happening right now. Look what's happening solely when we have a current event based off of like LA and Florida, the two comparisons, the two polar opposites, and just solely based off mask mandates and based off of tribalism, based off of virtue signaling, and seeing what the governor in Florida's done. And Chuck, can you pull that up for us? Seeing what the governor of Florida's done, basically telling these school boards, telling the heads of these schools that if you override my mandate stating that masks aren't to be mandated, you lose your fucking pay. And that's awesome of him to do,
You have the exact opposite in New York right now.
Especially in the school system.
Yeah.
And then you look at New York, you look at LA.
Can't even go have a ribeye without having the vaccine, man.
You're back on on fucking mask mandate in LA. You know, New York's looking at fucking everybody getting vax mandatory. Like, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
And
it should be a choice.
And like you're saying, another sledgehammer coming down, another wave, another fucking brutal attack on our freedom is really what it is coming. Yeah. It's coming. Like, and we're partly to blame, to be honest. We allowed it. We fucking allowed it. We did. We allowed this shit to happen because we were all terrified and they made us terrified. And we're partly to fucking blame for this shit. We set the precedent in an unprecedented time because we were terrified, dude. We didn't know what the fuck was happening. And once they got that power, they don't want to fucking let it go anymore.
Hell no.
And that's,
hey, no one does.
Nobody does.
No one does.
Nobody. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all this is going to cause is like they're going to be like, oh, you ain't vaccinated, you can't eat.
Or okay, what about worse though? What about worse? Like,
yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if they say you can't eat because you're not vaccinated, all that's going to cause is literally like anarchy or some shit. Because I'm telling you right now, my neighbor's fucking vaccinated. I'm robbing my neighbor.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like if it comes down to like you cannot go in the grocery store because you're not vaccinated.
Yeah. They got the shit I can't get. I'm going to go get that shit from them then.
Like, well, my daughter needs to eat. So at all costs, like, I'm going to rob the motherfucker coming out of the grocery store then, if that's what it's come down to, you know? Like, I know that's worst case scenario. And we were also talking like this during the pandemic when we were a little scared of like, I don't know what's going to happen. Is everything going to close down? What the fuck's going to happen? And so it is kind of like out of fear, but when your family or your livelihood or your way of life is in jeopardy, fucking you start to panic.
It's that index finger it's the nudge.
Right.
Just pushing him more and more. Are you sure? You're willing to give it up? You're willing to give it up?
Exactly.
What are you willing to do?
And you
what are you willing to do? And we're going to see what people are willing to do. We're going to see it in the fall. Because, it's a fucking TikTok thing I keep seeing. But, like, it's this whole thing where, like, you know, they canceled 2020. They let us have our summer. And then, you know, once you get the little taste back of summer and once it's over, you know, October, November and, you know, flu season and all that, it's coming right back. Yep. And that's going to be during Christmas, Thanksgiving. Motherfuckers are going to want hams and turkeys and presents. And, oh, God, everyone's going to make tons of money. That, you know what I mean? And the little guy will just get crushed even more. You know what I mean?
Yep, the little guy. That's
trying to get rid of the middle class, bro.
Dude, literally, dude. That, like, when you look at it on paper, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like,
people got to understand that there's a lot of people in the middle class is what makes America.
America is the middle class.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you got to realize that people in the middle class is like, we don't have a lot, but we have enough.
Right.
But if you take what we have, it's like, right, from me personally, it's like, I ain't got nothing to fucking lose.
Like, you're going to turn us into a fucking savage. Like, you're going to turn us into fucking savages.
A part of me thinks that's what they want.
I think
if they do, we're coming straight for their next first, though, right?
Right, 100%. And I think they're conscious of that, though, because they obviously know, in sheer numbers, the capabilities that the population's, like, you know, they know what we can fucking do, of course.
Oh, they were scared shitless of the Capitol riot. And let's be honest, not a fucking thing happened that day.
Terrified, dude.
What the fuck happened? Some people got in and got arrested.
Literally, and
QAnon Shaman was sitting there flexing like with his devil horn, like whatever the fuck his name is. Like nothing happened.
One cop like got shot or something.
There was.
I mean, there's a few people that died. Like,
there was a few people that died, but it wasn't
anarchy.
It was like it wasn't because of a couple people that died from heart attacks because it was the most exciting day of their fucking lives.
For better or worse,
another lady was fucking just an idiot and got shot, which, you know, that sucks and that's shitty and it's terrible. But like you're saying, like there wasn't a lot to happen. But I think they are aware of that. I think they're conscious of that.
That's what made them conscious of it.
I think they're thinking about it all the time. It's like, okay, like we're gonna make this move. Like, how far can we push it? Before...
They can push it as far as they want. I mean, look, I'm not a Democrat or Republican or nothing. I'm not a Trump supporter. Like, I know it comes off as that. Like, I didn't vote for either of those motherfuckers. But they took a whole election, man.
Yeah.
Like, they stole a whole goddamn fucking election.
100%.
And all we did was go and some people got shot and politicians hid in the basement. That's 100%. All that happened. So what the fuck's a virus, you know,
and
gonna, like, it's
even
not gonna
if you
happen.
don't believe they stole the election as in, like, oh, I wish Trump would have won, or I'm glad Biden won, or maybe you wanted Tulsi, or maybe you wanted somebody else, you know. Looking at it from the standpoint of everything that happened, everything being carried out, literally them saying, everything will get back to normal after the election. We will have our freedoms back after the election. Like, what?
Yeah, they did the complete opposite.
What is this random fucking day? Of course,
it's been going on way longer than I thought it would. I thought they'd win the election and that'd be it.
But when Trump was in office, bro, there were no restrictions.
What are you talking about?
Wait, it was. So you're talking, okay, when Trump was in office, there were no like mask mandates, none of that shit. That shit was state to state. That was all governed by states.
That is true.
So you can't put it on Trump or whomever at that point. Because he was saying, fuck the mask. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit. No, but it literally was all like, you can't look at it at that standpoint. You have to look at it from like California.
For sure.
California was the first ones to say, like, we're doing this. But California's like the first people to mandate masks and shit.
Right.
Stay at home orders. And,
yeah.
Well, no. Yes. The only reason I said no was because we weren't, but we're
sure it was California.
We're barely fucking California. But yes, California was one of the first people to implement like the stay home orders, and it was California, and I believe New York followed suit shortly after.
Of course. Well, and like not that and COVID fucked the whole election with the whole mail-in ballot shit, right? Right. That's where the whole election got fucked up.
That's where it got fucked, yeah.
So you
I wasn't saying anything on Trump or on Biden. Yeah. I'm looking at purely the facts of like why it was carried out as long as it was. You know,
it's just mail-in shit because it's all fucking fake, dude.
And then them just trying to draw it past the election because they knew if they could draw it past the election, mail-ins were going to be a thing. Period. We're going to have to do mail-in ballots or not. And it was going to tear people apart. Like, we're going in person. We're not. And again, the left and right. And so I wasn't saying like Trump or Biden did that or anything like that. It was purely the fucking left that really wanted this. Like, this is what they had to have it. This was the only way it was going to work. This was the only way for them to get Trump out of office, is if they made this go as far as they fucking could.
Yeah, but the only reason they wanted him out of office is because he wasn't sensitive enough.
Well, they couldn't fucking control him, period. They could not control him.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't give a fuck about people's feelings.
Look at
and it was fucking hilarious. Like, one thing people don't give Trump enough credit for, whether you're a fan or not, is how fucking unintentionally hilarious he is, dude. He's fucking hysterical. And I feel like he started to finally figure that out about himself. Because at first he was dead ass. Dude. Like, he was dead ass when he was running for president. But like, he was fucking hilarious, the shit he'd say, dude.
Have bits. He would literally have bits. And it was like clear as day. It was a fucking bit on stage.
Right.
And there's comedians breaking it down like, dude, this is a bit that he's doing. This is fucking crazy.
It's crazy, though, that like all these social media platforms that like we post on and like live off of or whatever, they all are so fucking far left. I mean, they're banning the goddamn guy.
Big time, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so it's like social media influence from the platform itself is telling you not to vote for somebody.
Right.
What the fuck kind of shit is that?
Well, that is the big issue with social media right now. That is the fucking biggest issue with social media. And after Trump got out of office, and they just gone off of a public platform, which, yes, like, I understand, like, it is, they own the business. It's not a right to be on social media, but for fuck's sakes, he was the president of the fucking states. The president of the United States.
There's way more people saying way worse shit and posting way worse shit than him, man.
Way worse.
I feel like he was letting a certain cat out of the bag, or he was preparing to let a certain cat out that they weren't going to let get out.
Look what he did the entire presidency. Like, it was just the reason why for me, I can speak for myself. The reason why I know anything about politics or I'm interested in it at all is because of Trump. That's the only reason. I didn't give a fuck about politics before that. I don't think
a lot of folks didn't.
I don't think 80% of the world did. Right. To be honest with you.
He was that polarizing.
And then we also weren't as educated, and he was like, hey, this is what's going on, guys. You care or not? And we're like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And it opened our eyes to everything. And I know we're talking about politics and we're talking about Trump, and I apologize to the fucking listeners, but hey, this is the fucking road we're on.
My man's gave a fuck about America.
He did.
That was the thing. That's like, how could you not support this guy regardless if he's talking about grabbing pussies or not?
It wasn't even about what he did or what he stood for or who he was. It was more about the left told the left to fucking hate this dude.
Yeah.
Period. This dude's a piece of shit. There's hit pieces put out every single fucking day during the presidency. Every single
and nothing
fucking
stopped
day.
him.
Yeah,
He was like
Nothing.
fucking Thanos. He just like he kept collecting the rings and just kept fucking.
Dude,
it was like
It was incredible.
holy shit.
It was
Whether you like him or not, that was pretty crazy to watch.
like out of sheer endurance. It's like
he just kept going.
like to take that much scrutiny and just wake up in the
Right.
morning and just be like, yeah, I'm just here again, guys.
he doesn't
Fucking
drink, doesn't do
crazy,
drugs,
dude.
doesn't
The drugs part, I don't know about, but yeah, he does eat fucking fast food. Never worked out a day in his fucking life.
He does that. He does that. Yeah. He's the Big Mac with the fork and the knife. Is that what
Yeah,
that was?
he does, yeah.
But I don't know.
Fucking
Fucking,
wild,
funny
dude.
shit,
Fucking
man.
wild.
before we move on from this little political shit real quick. So, but do you see what they're doing in California with this whole new strand of COVID or whatever?
Yeah. So
Because our governor
the-
election is supposed
what-
to happen.
what's it
next
called?
Next month.
The doom.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Delta or
Delta
something?
variant.
Delta
Delta
variant,
Delta
yeah,
variant.
So
Delta variant.
now they're trying to make all California only do mail-in votes for governor.
It's because the recall's coming up.
Motherfucker, because who the hell's gonna vote for this dude?
Absolutely nobody.
I totally disagree.
But if we
Oh,
mail
you think
in,
so? Really?
there's no way, dude. If you're fucking
Not here. This is a
if
big
you're in
state
your right
with a lot
mind,
of people.
there's no way.
I think even parts
Everybody
of
south has got to be tired of this bullshit too. They've
And-
got to, dude.
Not, I mean, let's think about this though. If you're gonna be on Skid Row, if this motherfucker doesn't come pay your back rent since March 2020, like he just did a month ago,
That's a
and give
good
you
point.
another $600 and do all this stuff, and you're in LA or San Francisco or
Yeah.
like these cities where it's it costs $10 for a bagel, a cup of coffee, kind of shit. You fucking love this guy. He's came and saved your ass every fucking time in this whole
Right.
crisis.
$1,400 don't get you fucking nowhere.
Try telling that to them.
But-
Look, I
but-
agree with you guys,
but
but
all-
I think it's
yeah,
bought and paid
right,
for.
right.
He's staying the governor. I'm not even anticipating nothing.
Really?
I'll vote, but no, he's staying the governor. No fucking way he's getting voted out.
What happened to assassinations, bro?
Well, also
Jesus.
he's so deeply fucking tied into who his family is. And Nancy Pelosi.
and-
yeah.
And like
he was Brown's guy,
right,
like
exactly.
bought and paid for, man. That's
Right.
politics.
And he is like, when you look at him, he just screams slimy politician. He
Slick back
if
hair,
you-
deep voice,
if you
wearing
were
a dad sweater every fucking
right. If you were to draw or you to cast somebody for a movie,
You draw Gavin
you
Newsom.
would draw this motherfucker, dude.
It's true.
If
you
I was
would
a
draw
good
Gavin
artist
fucking Newsom.
in middle school and I was told to draw a politician, I would have fucking drawn him.
for an
dude.
Avenger movie, like the
Swear
guy
to
that
God.
tries to stop the Avenger, it'd be
Swear to
Gavin
God.
Newsom. Yeah,
It's
absolutely
crazy,
it
dude.
would.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Why'd you get into podcasting?
Why'd I get into podcasting? So I always knew my voice was my best feature, I guess. People
Okay.
liked listening to me talk somehow,
Right.
some way. Some people. And then I would always I was a big NASCAR fan when I was younger. My grandparents were really into
really?
NASCAR. So from 0 to maybe 10, 11. Yeah, I was pretty young when I got out of it and got into football and shit.
Okay.
But I'd always watch NASCAR every Sunday. And then there'd be times I'd go in my room and I would literally I'd mute the TV but announce. Not
No
to anyone,
shit.
but I'd have the iPod Nano or the MP3, whatever the fuck it was back then. And so I could record on there. And I'd record myself for 10, 15 minutes at a time, just announcing NASCAR races to nobody and just listen back to them. And I was 7 or 8 years old.
Right.
And so it kind of started there, but back then, even 15 years ago, you had to be in radio. You had to work for KRCR or Q97
So, right.
or 94 point, whatever it is here,
Yeah.
So and that's how you became legit.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden podcasts around, 14, 15, 16 range
Yep.
started getting really popular, certain people and stuff. So, dip my toes back into it after that. I was telling these guys I did music actually in high school. I tried to fucking rap. And it just
is it out there?
no, fuck no. The only way it's out there is if a couple of my personal friends may have the CD, but the CD's 8 years old at
Damn
this
it.
point.
Fuck.
You'd have to get the actual physical CD copy.
Shit.
Or if things actually work out and I get to some Joe Rogan level, maybe someone just uploads it one day trying to humiliate me. That's always my worst nightmares. I'll wake up one day and I'll get texts from a friend or whatever being dude, your mixtape from when you were 15's out. And boy, does Twitter fucking hate it. You know, like that's my worst fear.
That'd be awesome because I know for sure you're saying the N-word on that bitch.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, do you remember any of the raps?
Of course.
Oh,
I never said the N-word.
Oh, you weren't spitting the N-word?
What I would do is I would do like the Drake bullshit where I was like subliminally dissing everybody I knew at school and stuff. And of course they'd fucking figure it out because I'd do everything but say their name. So like, yeah, so-and-so with the hair and wears the red dress on Tuesday and fat ass. Like if you knock off the attitude, I hit. Like I would like say everything but the name. And then it's a school of 400, 500 people. I graduated from Anderson. So people fucking know who you're talking about.
You went to Anderson?
I did.
What year did you graduate?
2017.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 years ago.
Got it.
So I'm assuming you just listen to rap music then, right? Like right now, currently?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to all sorts of stuff, but now I just listen to it. Okay. Yeah, and I have more fun watching people shit on like Smiley, you know what I mean, than shit on me. So
who's Smiley? Who is
Smiley's the guy that did the over the top song, the Proud and Gucci don't go together. It's on like TikTok. People are like making fun of it. Yeah, and like they're just waiting for Drake's part, then they like go crazy when Drake's part comes on.
It is that song with Drake. Okay, got it.
So
because it pops up on my suggested for my stories when I put music on my stories. It just is fucking there and it won't go away. And I'm like,
it's not a bad tune.
Who the fuck is this Smiley dude? When I think of Smiley, I think of. Do you guys remember that super whacked out fucking dude with like the tattoos on his mouth and a smiley face? I believe his name was Stitches. I'm pretty sure his name was Stitches.
No, you're right.
That was his name, Trev? Yeah.
Yes.
That's who I think of. Yeah, I swear to God, that's who, when I see Smile, that's what I think of. That's how I fucking think of.
Yeah, I think of the Joker.
The only reason why I know this is because this guy hung out with Miley Cyrus.
I have no idea what song you guys are talking about.
And then he even made a song
about
Miley Cyrus.
Like
he beefed with the game too, and the game was like
that fucking dude.
He's like he's like any bitch ass motherfucker that names himself Stitches deserves to get stitches from me. Like the game was going out his neck, but yeah, I mean,
Jesus Christ,
he looks like he just.
Like some of the game's fucking boys went and jumped this dude.
Did
I remember
in Miami.
that era. I remember
outside
that
of the
era.
club. Yeah.
Yep, I remember that. I don't know how my memory recalled seeing this random fight on social media.
Because we love fights,
dude.
man.
So
People love chaos. Remember that shit.
So stupid, dude.
But yeah, that's how I got into podcasting. I started doing it 2018. Halloween 2018 was my first episode.
Okay.
I worked at Kia for some fucking reason. I ended up there that summer.
Pause.
Huh.
Fuck, dude. Okay, so this whole fucking time,
I bought a car from you.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're
I'm
good.
so sorry.
What's up?
I remember seeing you pop up on my suggested it was a sponsored post or something like that. I don't remember. It's like, holy shit, this dude's in Reading. Wow, that's fucking dope. Like, that's awesome. And I don't know how, but did you make videos for like selling cars back in the day as well?
No.
Okay.
I was a guy that like washed them and back. I did the shit work.
Okay.
I was 19. So they were like, you're doing that. You're not selling cars, homie. Like, prove yourself first.
Maybe because there was another dude that worked at a Kia dealership, started a podcast, video popped up. It was probably like a few years back. I could never find him again. I've always, especially now that I'm like, oh, I want to fucking have him on the podcast. So when you said that, I was like, that was fucking you. Jesus Christ. But I don't think it was. Maybe it probably wasn't.
I didn't make videos for Kia. I did film the podcast a few times, early 2019, but nothing to do with Kia.
Yeah, okay. I don't think it was you then. I don't think it was you. Sorry. Totally interrupt you and talk about something completely irrelevant.
You're good.
Continue. I'm sorry. You were working for Kia.
Brandon loves that.
Yeah, film my podcast, but dude, it had nothing to do with Kia.
Totally not.
So I was able to meet Billy Pilgrim. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Billy and Patrick in the Morning, Q97 radio show. So met him there. He's like the marketing director over there. So he's the one that does like the voiceovers for commercials on YouTube and the radio and stuff.
Okay.
Met him there and I was like, I didn't even meet him the first 3 or 4 months I worked there because shit word guy. And eventually I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking voice. Like I've heard this fucking, like he's famous, like locally or not. Like he's a celebrity. Like who the fuck is this guy? Found out it was him. Got to know him. He loves sports. And I was able to get him for the first episode. And that kind of like let me know like
awesome, dude.
This is what I'm here to do. Like I always want to do announcing. I always want to do stuff like that. But like to get him for the first fucking episode,
fucking awesome,
and like a legit studio. I went to the studio downtown called the Sound House.
Dude.
Like it was a humongous look, and like especially like I'm 19. He did not have to fucking do that. He's a 50-year-old man. He's got a whole family, and it was Halloween. I think it was Halloween Eve. We recorded it. I put it out the next day on Halloween.
Yeah.
So it was Halloween Eve. I'm sure he had pumpkins to go carve or shit. You know, go stock up on
something
candy
to do with his family. Of course.
And I think
it'd be kind of fucked up, like him seeing what you're trying to do to say no, though. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I think that's actually like good on him for seeing what you're doing and being like, yeah, dude, I'll do that.
Absolutely.
It'd be kind of shitty if he didn't.
He even said on the podcast, he was like, it's like, I hope you choose this direction. I try to, when we talk about it, I try to steer you in this direction, because it seems like something you'd be good at, and I was like, thanks. And it was cool, man. And I mean, not a lot of people, and I don't like complimenting myself or nothing, because I'm a firm believer in like the Michael Jordan quote, like, if you're great, others tell you. If you're good, you tell people.
Right.
So like, but I mean, getting that guy, like, not many motherfuckers I feel like could do that, man. And nothing against y'all or nothing like that, but like,
totally,
not many
dude.
motherfuckers get like someone that legit. Like, that's a legit ass dude to get for your first fucking episode. Like, so it was just crazy. Like, you can't even make that up.
Very well known. And I went through like your catalog, I guess you could call it, as far as the guests you got on, and it's impressive. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like,
thank you.
And it actually, and obviously I have absolutely no idea what your numbers are, but it's a testament to still being able to do it solely based off of the content, solely based off the personality, solely based off of word of mouth and hustle and drive and experience and education with the podcast, that you don't really mess with social media. And you're not really tough on social media. I post twice a day, every day, 7 days a week.
You're on there a lot, dude. You hit it hard
every fucking day for 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, it's my fucking job. And seeing the guests you're able to get, the podcast you're able to do, it's like, Jesus Christ, like, that's fucking dope, dude. And you should be proud of yourself for that, first off. Second off, there's not a lot of people doing that, because we're told in this day and age that will never work. That will never work. Don't waste your time. If you are not fucking doing more than anybody else on social media, get out of the fucking game. And it's like, when I came across your podcast, it's like, well, that's not true. Like, what the fuck? Like, this dude's doing it. And this dude's getting real guests on, not people in like knows, like real deal guests, businesses. And you had the fucking mayor on, and like, it's like, dude, that's impressive.
I'm lucky as
that's
fuck.
Impressive,
like,
dude.
Well, I think the difference between, like, let's just say me and you is you guys have video. Like, I'm sure if I had video for this podcast, for my podcast, I'd have tons more actual videos on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But I'm audio only, because I think there's a certain intimacy, and I totally get the video thing, and one day I want to do video, because I feel like that's the next step. Like, I'm gonna hit a ceiling eventually on audio that's like, you can't go past. Like, you got to have people see you and feel the vibe. But there's a certain like intimacy, like when you only get the audio and you don't know what I look like, and you only hear my voice, and you don't know what the guest looks like, you don't know what the setting is. Like, there's something I enjoy personally about that, because I'm sure there's podcasts where they record in some, tricked out luxury fuck, but there's also some that are hella dope, probably, that it's in their living room, or it's in some fucking warehouse, or it's in some fucking, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just all about the vibe of it, and just the content and stuff. But I'll tell you, man, honestly, like the guests I get, I have no idea how I fucking get them. Like, you said you went back and went through some of them. The first 18 months to maybe even 2 full years was just me and friends. Like, it wasn't anything more than like something like this. Yeah, the occasional guest, but it wasn't. I mean, after I had Billy, I don't think I had a real legit guest on until maybe the end of last year that like owned a business, or that like that all started like 6 months ago. So like, it's brand new to even me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that, I don't have like someone that is in politics here locally, or, my mom or dad don't own a business that like, it's not anything I can like benefit off what someone else is doing for me either. So when you say it's a grind, it is.
It is, dude.
You know what I mean?
Really
so
is.
I'm super lucky though. Like, getting the fucking mayor, like that lady does not owe me a fucking thing.
Literally.
I think it's a great opportunity for someone like that, because that's what it's there for. Yeah. It's, if you're the mayor of a city, you should be willing to go on someone who's from the city's thing and talk about it, because you got voted in to do that shit. But, no one owes me anything is what I'm trying to say. And also, I mean, full disclosure, I don't pay anyone for anything.
Which is,
I don't pay any of my guests to come on. I don't pay for commercials. I don't pay for anything.
No, fuck all that. Fuck
so
all that. If you're going to come on my podcast, have a real conversation, I'm going to get to know you, and we're going to have a very serious, intimate exchange. That's fucking awesome. Like, I'm not going to pay you for that, though.
Right.
Thank you, but I'm not going to pay you for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And plus, what people got to realize, and I'm sure you guys have gone through this, you will get, out of every 10 times you ask for any sort of, I call them favors, because that's what they are, in my opinion. When you ask for favors, you're not paying someone to come on your shit. They give an hour or two of their time. 9 out of the 10 times, you will be left on red and or told no.
Really?
And oh, absolutely. I'm left on red every day.
No shit.
Every fucking day. By people that, not saying that, I don't need them, but like necessarily like, I don't need your interview.
Right.
Like you're a brand new cafe, you're a brand new coffee shop. Like you have no followers. You have no, I'm like, I don't necessarily need your, and you asked about listeners. I don't have a ton of listeners. I don't get 10,000 or I don't even get 1,000 sometimes on episodes. Sometimes there's 100 people. Sometimes there's 200. Sometimes there's fucking 50.
Right.
You know, but there's ones that are 5,000. There's ones that 2,500. So, you know,
which is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. It's a start. I'm not even at 100 yet. I hit 100 later on this month.
Right.
So
people,
you know.
People that fucking are constant on social media like me don't have those numbers. And it's like, that's fucking awesome. And that's just from a personal point of view, because I know what it takes as a fucking fellow podcaster and as the fucking grind that it is just every day. So I wanted to kind of give you a pat on the back is why I brought it up.
Yeah,
but that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's tough, man. Like, I don't know about you. I don't know how many people have turned you down or whatever, but like, it's every day.
So,
like, I got turned down today.
So I got
left on red yesterday.
That makes me feel like I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm not asking for guests. Like, I'm not asking for big enough guests. I've never been turned down. Like I've never been turned down. I need to be asking for bigger guests. I need to be asking for people that I really want on, instead of what I do is make excuses. I don't make excuses for anything else in my fucking life. Like I never have growing up. I never have to this point in my life until now, because one, I'm asking somebody to do something for me, which is give me their time, which is for me the most valuable thing in my fucking life.
Absolutely.
I don't like beyond money.
You can't make it back.
Else.
You can make money back. You cannot make time back.
Like now having a family and shit, like the time is so valuable. So I have an understanding of that. So when I ask somebody, when I think about asking somebody to do, I'm like, oh fuck, like is everything perfect? Like if they're gonna give me their time, and I gotta get these ACs out of here, is my lighting good? Like I need another camera, and like before I ask for bigger guests. But you saying that, it's like, oh fuck, like I don't need any of that. Like I need to just start. I need to just be asking people. Period.
I told this guy time and time again. I'm like, dude, if you want somebody to come on, I'll go fucking ask them. I'll go to their job and I'll go ask them face to face.
Right.
Like, well, literally, what are they gonna just be like? No.
Right.
Like, all right, well, I probably
That's the
won't
worst
ever
shit.
fucking see you again. So I
it's
don't.
like
really
women,
give a shit.
dude.
And we've had really good guests on this podcast. That's not to say anything.
I was like, you guys have guests though,
for the
like
people listening or anything like that. You guys,
you have a new one every week, man.
Yeah, every week.
Like that's tough.
Every week. We did twice a week forever up until recently.
Okay.
So the thing for me though is like when you're talking, like you want to get somebody on who's like opening a business, yada yada, whatever. So do you like try to like plan what you're gonna talk about, and then like I'm gonna ask them this, ask them that, or like try to find out who they are so you can like kind of go off of a script, or do you kind of just say fuck it?
I definitely go on the iPhone to the Notes app and make, because first of all, a lot of people in my personal experience, they ask for that. Yeah. They're like, hey, send me a list. Like, what do you want? Like they want to know up front, like, what are we talking about? And so I'm always upfront. I'm always like, hey, here's like 8, 9, 10 topics. Like, let me know what you don't want to talk about, what you do want to talk about. And one thing I don't tell anybody, because I think it's a natural thing in interviewing or podcasting, whatever you want to call it. I like to say they're conversations, but sometimes it's an interview. Sometimes you're just asking questions the whole time.
Sometimes, yeah.
You know, is I like to keep one in the tuck for myself. I like to have one in mind that I know I'm for sure going to ask. I'm going to fit it in there before it's over, and they're going to have to answer for it. Like when I had the mayor on, I'm asking about the homeless crisis. That was not in the fucking notes. Because I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm not doing your thing because you want to ask about that.
Of course.
Like it's like, don't fumble the bag. You know what I mean?
What was her answer to that? Did she give you
I don't even remember.
Super political answer?
She was
it the little blonde woman?
Erin Resner, yeah, the mayor of Reading.
She's pretty hot, dude.
Yeah. She can get it.
She can get it,
dog. Get it, dog. Get it, dog. We talked about her one day on one of ours.
We did.
Really?
We did.
Oh,
we already ruined our chances with her. We just said we'd fuck her right here on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. We ruined our chances with her.
And then we talked about the newscaster lady. I can't remember her name.
So that's something we worry about as well. Like, we've said some wild ass shit on this podcast.
I feel like I say wild shit, but I'll still get a business owner. I'll still have or people to be like, "Hey, man, I fuck with that," and I'm like, "That was some wild shit."
Some pretty like you go on Instagram and like number 3 down is me talking about a gay dude turning gay because he got too many dicks in his face. It's like,
no, see that
like, dude.
And that's the difference between like, so with these business owners or any like and shit like that is like he wants to talk to him like about shit, right? But for me, I don't want a script. I don't want like personal or like not like a detailed list of shit to talk about, especially with like the current events or whatever. So he'll set them up, but I don't ever even hear about them. He don't tell me what they are because I want my first reaction. Meeting this person, I'd rather talk to him about like real life shit or like what I experience and maybe see how they react to it rather than talking about like business shit or serious shit the whole time. To get to know him as a person and get to know their past a little bit without like keeping it so fucking strict, I guess.
And I think that's my fault as well, Bimo, and I'll be honest on the podcast, in front of the listeners, in front of Blake. That, I think, is my own personal shit that I'm trying to push on to you. Because, like, well, having a co-host, like, you know, like, we're all a team here, and we're learning to work together, and we're learning to fucking, like, build this team and build trust within each other, and that shit's going to be taken care of, or everybody's going to do their best when they show up, or... So I am a lot like you, and I'm like, okay, well, these are going to be the current events. I want to bring up these topics. I have it all in my notes. I airdrop it to the computer before Trev gets here. And I'm like trying to push it on a Branden. I'm like, Branden, you need to fucking have topics and shit. Like, do your research. And Branden's like, no. And he was like, that's not who I am, though. Like, that's not what I do, and that's not how I am at my best. But when you're working with a team, especially somebody in my position, like running the podcast is kind of like, it's hard to get that understanding of like, okay, like trusting that the people that are a part of this are going to hold up to their end. And I had to learn that. And I teach myself that. And I'm still trying to teach myself that. So I want to apologize to Branden for that.
Oh, no,
I guess
you're
what
good.
I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but it's like at the same time, if I'm not going to do anything fucking wild ass, some stupid ass shit to like piss people off, right?
But also that's kind of why you're here, though.
But
like,
if you do get somebody to answer a question that they're uncomfortable with once or twice,
right,
it literally opens them up to start talking way more.
Totally, dude, totally. And you are so good on the podcast. It's just my personal fucking bullshit, my personal issues that, you know, bringing my own insecurities is really what it is. Like we were talking about before. Truthfully, that's what it is. It's like my own insecurities. What am I worried about? What are my concerns with having guests? And then I'm just like pushing them on a Branden, and Branden's like, dude, that's not my shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's the cliche fucking everyone's got to bring something to the table, but like you need that because if you guys were both the same person, it wouldn't work after a while. It's like I like sports analogies. Like, okay, let's say the Warriors, you know, Stephen Clay can hit 3, but if the whole fucking team can't go to the hoop and or dunk a ball because they're 6 foot, that's a problem. Yeah, you know. Yeah. But you need your guys.
Yeah. You keep bringing up sports and you reference sports a lot, and it's like fuck because I fucking can't talk about sports on here.
Is that a Raptors hat, though?
Motherfucker doesn't know. Yeah.
You can talk,
I'm not a Raptors fan.
You can talk about sports.
And that's a Yankees hat.
But
like, that's why I'm assuming.
But like Austin don't know any sports, so it's like I wouldn't be talking about anything with anybody. So that's like sports shit's always popping up because like obviously your like For You pages is shit that is popping up to which like brings ideas to talk about on here. All my shit is just like sports all the time. That's why I'm like, I ain't got no ideas because I ain't seen nothing in the news. Like I don't fucking follow none of that shit. I don't like none of that shit. So none of that stuff pops up for me. But the sports shit, I'm just like, I could go on and for days about that type of shit.
Well, when we bring up sports shit, you know, when there's a current event, typically involving the last 2 cases of people coming out that are professional athletes, it's usually like, all right, BMO, what the fuck's the deal with this? Like, break it down for us because all I know is this dude is coming out that he likes dick. Is there more to the story? So BMO's kind of here for that.
Blake's like, I don't fucking talk like this on my podcast. So I'm over here like,
it's so blatant. It's just like, hey man, he likes dick. BMO, what you think, man?
I mean, yeah, but I mean that's just how we are, like on a day-to-day basis.
We are way too open here.
Yeah, I worry about that. Like I said, though, I do worry about that. Asking some guests, like especially business-oriented guests, to come on, and they're like, yeah, like I would. I love what you guys are doing, but the problem is I love what you guys are doing, and my clients or you know, my customers might not like me
might get
associating
offended,
with
or
that.
they might be gay, so they don't like the dick jokes. Right. It could be anything. Like, well, I bring up.
I fucking love gay people, dude. Like, I don't like have any gay friends, and that doesn't make me homophobic, but I wish I did. I wish I fucking did. I would love to have a gay person on here so I could just bombard them with questions coming from a straight person to a gay person and get the perspective going, you know? I fucking love that idea. I don't have any, but anyways, sorry.
It's all good. I feel like you bring up the co-host thing and stuff. It's partly my fault because I still do everything myself. Like my setup is nothing like this. I literally could bring what I use for a podcast in like a tote bag.
Like I said, I am all or fucking nothing with life, and for better or for worse. Don't get it twisted, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it fucking hurts me in the long run.
I mean, but you got to go through it, man. Like you got to for every, like I said, for every yes I get, I know the next 9 probably are going to be no's. You know, it's just something you have to roll with. But also, like, I'm someone that's like super competitive, and like I don't show it a lot. I'm able to harness it a little better these days than I used to be. Cause I used to like go off with my friends during basketball games, or like like good friends too. And you go a little too far with some shit, or you hit him in the temple with the elbow. It's like, okay, like like there's no refs, like you're not getting paid, like there's no trophy over there. Like what are we doing? But like it's another thing where it's like oh, that motherfucker said no. Okay, all right, I will get someone better. Like there was one scenario where this one kid. Not kid, he's my age, but this one guy, he worked for a certain local sports paper here in town, and we had him on a podcast, me and my buddy Al, who does most of them with me. He's my unofficial co-host.
Okay,
he's on like once every couple weeks, but he's been on there probably 30, 40 episodes.
Right, okay. I think I've seen that. Okay. Yeah.
And so we had this guy on, and mics weren't working, my MacBook died, something happened, so we had to record like on our phone. It was a terrible fucking I was never uploading it, right? Trying to get him back on for months and months and months, and eventually he kept turning me down or saying he was sick the day of, or he was whatever, he was out of town the day of, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get your boss. And so I got his boss, which was TJ Holmes.
Damn, dog.
You know what I mean?
Wild.
And I'm just like, I'm gonna get your boss then. Like, but it's shit like that. But it's also like that's a good ticking method.
It is.
Because I can just take all that and be like, oh, why does this guy not fuck with me? Why does he not? You know what I mean? And just pout about it and just go do something. It's like, no, I'm gonna get your fucking boss.
That's fucking.
You know what I mean?
But it's awesome to have that fucking competitive attitude.
You got to have that drive, because there's a lot of fucking people doing this.
Oh, talk about oversaturated.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like I'm part of the problem sometimes, but I try to offer a certain product that you may not be able to get everywhere, which is why the business owners and stuff I'm super grateful for, because, that makes me different. It's not just me and my friends sitting around.
Exactly. Thank you for shitting on our podcast.
No, I don't.
Just fucking with you.
That's how it started, but yeah.
But I don't know, because the content that we put out is completely different than 90% of the podcasts that I've listened to.
In a way, yes. In a way, no.
In a way, it is. It completely is, because they're getting it from us rather than other people. So we can talk about like a same subject or topic to a point.
Right.
It's if somebody falls in love with our personality is what's really going to have them stay here, right?
That is what our podcast is.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the time, so you said that you don't do video, and eventually you plan on getting there. From my perspective, and from me knowing from this, is not doing video is going to hurt you more than not doing video, because I know a lot of people who don't listen to this but only want to watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is weird for me personally.
Well,
like not a lot of people, but like a small handful of people who've never listened to this until he started posting the full videos.
Right.
And now they want to watch them, and they won't listen to them unless they watch. So it's just like, what the hell? So you've never listened to one, but then you watched it and you're like, oh, you guys talked about some funny shit that's hilarious. Now they watch them every single time they drop. So it's like, why? So there is a video group and an audio group.
Totally. Dude.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I think what your idea is, it's kind of like a book. Like you're using your imagination to fill in the pieces that aren't there, such as, what does this person look like? What does the room that he's recording in look like? Like, from a book to a movie is a very different thing. So you're making up this shit. You're filling in the imaginative pieces within that book. The movie, you're like, oh, wait, this is way worse than the book. That's not how it was in the book. That's not how you made those pieces up most of the time. Like that was in your head. But with the video thing, for me, for this podcast, I think that's the only way to do it for this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like you said, you made a really good point. this podcast is solely based off of personality and the personality of the guests we're getting on, rather than another podcast that's based off of business or based off of, whatever, getting people on for information and to learn about the business owner and to push the people's business. And like that is based off of around the guest, which is kind of the direction that we're headed, because I feel like there's more substance within that. But what we're doing right here, while getting fucking crazy with it and having fun, like, can never go away. That'll always be a part of this podcast, I think.
Yeah, because people, it's like I said, somebody's having a bad day or whatever, they would come to this for their like enjoyment or whatever.
Totally.
But like he said, him just doing audio is because it's more intimate. People are just listening.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, there's a lot of, I don't want to say intimacy, but like visually,
definitely
is more intimate for them than hearing it.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's why do you think I've designed this set the way I have, and I'm constantly changing things and working on things and better lighting and different plants and different carpet, different furniture. Like, I'm
very comfy, by the way.
Beyond,
man. Thank you. Fuck.
Thank you.
My back feels good.
Beyond the fact that obviously this is what I'm into. Like, I love design. I love interior shit. But it's also because I'm like, okay, like, the market's oversaturated. What can I bring to the table besides my perspective and me and Branden's comedy and the content? Like beyond the valuable content, can I one up other people's studios? Everybody and their fucking mom's got a goddamn studio. Everybody's got a garage. Everybody's got a spare bedroom. How can I one up it? Can I make it look better? Can I make my situation with these cheap ass lights and this cheap ass camera look better than people with expensive equipment? And that's kind of like been my fucking goal and why the video is so important to me.
But I think for you, with having like a public figures on, more or less you're losing a crowd of people that would more or less want to see them while the conversation's going on. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think for that, I think you'd be bigger, and it would actually help you, especially with having public figures on, to have video.
Also, I'm sure you've already thought about it a million times. It is more work.
Yeah, oh, it's 100% more. I don't mean push it on social media like crazy, but even if you put it out there, somebody's going to watch it.
Right. Well, one thing I noticed when I did the YouTube videos, and this is just me and my friends, and this wasn't before any business owner or anything, but they would have less views than Spotify.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Like people would rather go to Spotify or Apple or SoundCloud or whatever. And I mean, and there's certain ones that like it's the algorithms. There's some I've done like on like the Weeknd's album last year that got like 500 on SoundCloud, but nothing on Apple. It's like, what the fuck? And there's some on Apple that have like 100, then Spotify has 20. Like, it's just weird shit like that. But I mean, as far as the video thing goes, there's some people that just don't want to be seen straight up. And I feel like it'd be weird to do like 5 in a row normal like this. And then all of a sudden I have a mayor on and they're like, yeah, I don't want video. And I have to oblige. And then that's just weird. And you can, this one's only on Spotify. Like that's weird to cast that to your audience.
Very
so
weird.
I decided to just, for the next little while, which it's been about 2 years now, is just go straight audio with it.
That's a good point, because once you start video, like
you can't stop.
For me, that's it.
Yeah.
You have to continue, you have to be consistent. Those videos have to come out at the same time. Like, for me, though, other people aren't like that.
You're not wrong.
I understand that for sure. Are you guys cool to take a break real quick? You guys want to take a quick break?
Sure. I always take a break.
It's like a race course right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Good with that, Vimo?
Facts, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What's up? Dana White did what now? Talk to the mic, Chuck. Talk to the mic.
Dana White pulled the UFC from the United States, and they're heading back to Abu Dhabi for the Fight Island for UFC.
Abu Dhabi?
267?
Fucking nailed it, dog.
Oh, yeah?
That's some big news, though. If you like the UFC, that's huge news.
That's pretty wild. So,
I mean, it makes sense. All the mask mandates are like, you know what? Screw it. If you guys aren't going to accompany us, we have a whole island that will.
Right. I mean, that is solely the reason why Dana White made the move to buy the fucking island.
They did the same shit over there, though. You didn't see like the post press like conferences and all the tests that they had to go through and shit.
Yeah,
bro,
they all had to be
was up
tested.
in full jumpsuits and shit. It's not like they were slacking over there with COVID.
No, definitely not. But I think they were doing it out of a legitimate health concern rather than like
Control.
politicized and control and conformity. I think they were doing it like,
Right.
hey, we really don't want to kill people. Let's just be safe about this.
Yeah,
We got
absolutely.
Rogan here. Rogan wasn't there, but we got Rogan that's going to fucking be pissed at us if we kill people because Rogan doesn't want to kill anybody.
Well, yeah, because you're accommodating to the fighters, I guess, realistically. And if you're a fighter, do you give a fuck about all this bullshit you have to go through before the fight? Hell no, bro.
No.
This is your
You
job.
care about the fight.
And if
Right.
you ain't
Yeah.
fighting, you ain't getting paid.
Right.
So
Right.
these guys don't give a
At all costs.
Fuck.
At
They-
all
they-
fucking costs.
There's no way that they do, right?
It's a great point. I mean, the majority of the people there, I don't think give a fuck though.
If your paycheck was on the line, you would be like, okay, I'll go through this bullshit,
Right.
but at the same time, I don't give a fuck about it. You have to, right?
And we're talking about Dana White here. Let's be real. That motherfucker he doesn't care about people. He's looking for money. Dana White is a fucking businessman above all else. He will burn bridges. He'll burn relationships. He does not give a fuck. He will burn it all to the
But
ground.
he knows the right ones to keep, though.
He does. He's brilliant. He's a brilliant businessman.
And that's all business.
But he's a fucking businessman at the end of the day. So let's be real. He didn't give a fuck about any of those people. He's like, my bottom line cannot be hurt from this. We got to test everybody. Period. I just put hundreds of however many millions or fucking whatever he spent on this fucking island. I don't remember. How much was the island? Do you remember?
I have no
I don't remember. I know we talked about it. Who fucking knows? Doesn't matter.
I don't really give a shit where they're fighting, but even just as a spectator watching the fights on TV, it's way more exciting when there are fans.
Oh,
Of course.
dude.
Way more
Absolutely.
exciting.
Oh,
well, also,
yeah.
the UFC's problem now is that they need another legit superstar because Connor's done. And not done in the fact that he'll never win another fight again. I'm not saying that, but he's done being the face.
Well, who do we have right now? Who do we have as far as superstars go? I mean, fucking Justin Gaethje.
They've got
Superstar.
them. What do you mean? They got superstars. They just
Right.
don't have.
I don't know if they have the guy.
No,
they don't
they-
have a John
they-
Bone Jones. They don't have a Conor McGregor. They don't have a Chuck Liddell.
Well, they still got
waiting
John
around.
Jones, but he just ain't ignorant.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
not, the next guy to be ignorant like Connor is got to be Sean, bro.
Yeah, I don't. He seems like such a sweet kid, though, dude. He really does.
Yeah, Sean be talking shit to everybody.
Yeah, I know he does, but he's not Connor.
Nah,
Because Connor, you would tune in just for you wouldn't even watch the fight. Some people, but you just want to see boy $2 billion. Like you
Totally,
just
dude.
want to see that
Totally.
shit.
Facts,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I am 60% Irish. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't care about being Irish. After watching Conor McGregor for the first time, I was like, dude, I'm Irish. Like, I'm Irish, dude. I'm fucking Irish. Like, I wanted to stand up and fucking represent for
Dude, he
fucking
was
Ireland,
fucking
dude.
great.
well, it's just the disrespect that he had for everybody just made their fights huge.
Huge, dude.
Right.
Huge.
So it's not like everybody's disrespecting each other, but not to the scale that he was able to. Like, he built a platform for disrespect.
Yep. Well, he changed UFC, I think. I think he changed fighting in
Absolutely.
general. I think your fight, nobody gives a fuck about it
Well, that's
anymore
what-
unless there's some controversy surrounding it, some shit talking surrounding it.
You're
And
throwing a
that's
chair
coming
in a
from
bus,
an average
like- Yeah.
spectator. You know,
See, but-
I'm not super involved in that at
Well,
all.
we've talked about this, and
Right.
I've also said that it fucking ruined the UFC.
Think
Because
so?
yeah, because him being such a superstar, and it was before him, but like these super fights and shit that just don't make sense, or just money fights or whatever.
Like Floyd
Right.
Connor.
All that
that's
shit.
boxing, but-
I mean, like him and Nate, all that type of shit is just lame because it's for nothing. It's literally pointless.
Right.
I would actually rather see like some competitive ass dudes actually fighting for belts, not just like, oh, super fights.
You're a
This
different
guy and this
breed.
guy fucking disrespect each other all day, every day. Let's have them fight 4 times.
You're a different breed, BMO. You're a different breed.
It gets fucking boring.
I'll say I
Yeah.
feel like the diehards definitely feel like that. And I mean, I'm not a big UFC watcher myself. Maybe you guys still get your like your fights that are just like 2 guys going for a certain belt or whatever. But like, I feel like you need those super fights, man. Like the same way basketball needs LeBron to win a title, the same way football needs Brady to get hated. Like you need a Connor or a John Jones.
You do. You definitely
A
do.
Silva,
I'm not.
you know?
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
Like the whole Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor shit, that makes sense. It makes sense because neither of them are fighting for a title, right? But Dustin Poirier was the number 1 contender and had a shot to fight for the title. Instead of fighting for the title, he fought Conor again.
Right.
So that's just
Right.
a money fight, right?
Yeah.
But it's like nobody wants to see these dudes fight 4 fucking times. when there's a belt on the line, now fucking the number 4 dude is fighting for the belt. Okay, so why did the number 2 and 3 dude out here putting in their fucking all their time and effort, working up the ranks, now they're getting skipped on fights?
Yeah.
Simply because
It's
of
fucking-
the fights that people want to see.
So that is what ruins the whole like ranking and that type of shit for me. Because I want to see this dude fight for the belt. Like I would rather see you fight for the belt and defend a title. And if you guys have that big of a beef, bro, he could knock a couple dudes out and you guys could fight for the title. That'd be way fucking huger than just fighting 4 times for no reason.
Like Aldo McGregor. Like McGregor became
Sick
so
word,
huge. McGregor became so huge because he knocked out the champ, which was Aldo at the time. You know what I mean? And as he says, 14 seconds. He can't pronounce his H. He said 14 seconds. But like, I mean, that's crazy. You can't even like make that shit up. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. Like, it catapults them, but like when you get to a certain status, what are we doing?
But that also makes my point 100% correct because he fought through. He went I don't even know. He won like 6 fights or whatever in a row,
Right?
To fight for that title. It's not like he was just having random beefs with random people having these
like, "Fuck, I'm
trilogy
fighting this
fights.
dude."
No, he worked his way up the ranks,
Right.
being hella disrespectful, knocking everybody out.
Right.
That's why everybody loved him. Then he got the title, then he won the second title, and then he fell off doing these super fights, and now he just gets beat up. Just lame.
So the UFC going that direction of like super fights only and the fights people want to see and the fucking biggest stars going at it even if they don't deserve to be in the position for a title shot. Is that dynamic within the UFC responsible for creating what we know as the celebrity boxing? Is the hype built up around fights, big money fights, and this is the way fighting is now, and this is what people want to see, and oh, well, we have a following, and we can put on a boxing match. Are they responsible for that?
No, I think Floyd Conor was.
Floyd and Conor.
Because that was the first fight, to my knowledge. Because Floyd Pacquiao was still 2 boxers.
Yep.
McGregor, all those 2 mixed martial arts fighters. Floyd Conor was the first crossover. Let's take the best motherfucker that can do mixed martial arts and everything and one of the greatest boxers, and let's mix them. That was the first one. And then now you got fucking Jake and Logan out here fighting Floyd, and you know what I mean? Like, and Tyron Woodley. Yeah, Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter. Like, I don't know who the fuck Aaron Carter is still. I know he got knocked out.
Blueface and that. What? I don't even know who that fucking Lord 4-quad looking motherfucker was. I have no idea who he was.
Yeah.
There they were. A fight nobody gave a fuck about. Blueface went in there and I think knocked him out. I don't fucking know what he did. It was a joke for Blueface. He's a gangster. This dude killed people. This dude shot people. Doesn't mean he can fight. He's a murderer, dude. Of course he's going to beat this fucking little kid. He's a little kid.
Yeah.
He literally was like a small little YouTuber. He punked his ass out during the fucking like pre-fight interview and or the weigh-ins, whatever it was. Took his glasses and shit from him like a little bitch. It's like, what are we doing out here, dude? What are we doing?
People just see the money and they see the
Soulja Boy.
opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
Soulja Boy and Ray Shamir, they're talking as of yesterday.
It doesn't make sense in the fighting community, but it does bring more. Everybody says, oh, all it's going to do is bring more viewers to the fighting community. I don't think any of these fights is going to lead anybody to start watching boxing more.
A small percentage for sure. It's inevitable. Like just by numbers, like just the amount of numbers that are being drawn to that sport. Just by numbers, there are going to be a certain percentage of people that are going to be plucked out of that group and are real fans of boxing, just out of the competitiveness or the sport or whatever it is that they are attracted to. There are too many individuals being drawn to it because of the celebrities for there not to be a small percentage of crossover.
There's no crossover, bro. There's not at all.
Is that what the numbers are saying? Like there's like the numbers aren't going up or anything?
I don't know the numbers. I'm just speaking off common fucking sense.
Right.
Nobody's watching boxing. Nobody's gonna go watch legitimate boxing every week because they fucking watch Jake Paul fight. The only reason people watch Jake Paul fight is the real boxing fans want him to get his ass beat, or the Jake Paul fans watch him to fucking win.
It's the Floyd effect. You want to see someone take the L.
Yeah. Right. Other than that, though, nobody's watching like pro boxing on
Because
a daily
Jake Paul did
basis
it.
are actually watching it. Yeah,
Right.
fuck no.
Yeah.
Hell no,
Yeah.
nobody's
You're
watching
right.
that shit.
You're right. I still think that there is a
It still
small
takes
percentage.
they make a shit ton though.
Yeah.
But
God,
Jake Paul's a star. Whether we like it or not, he is
That's
a
what I'm
fucking
saying.
Oh my God.
superstar on
Absolutely.
Big
YouTube.
time.
You know
Big
what I mean?
time.
His
He's
brother's
one of-
right there behind him.
Dude, arguably one of the biggest social media stars. Him and Logan.
Hold
you
on,
know.
let me
Jake
say
and
this real
Logan.
quick. Let me say this real quick.
Yeah.
I've said it since day one. Until he actually fights in a boxing organization,
Right.
their views aren't going to go up. If he starts fighting in like the WBC or some shit,
Right.
then their views will go up because his
Oh, fuck.
fans will start
Of
watching,
Of course.
but they'll watch just him, right?
Mm-hmm.
If these people don't watch boxing, all they're going to watch is him. It's not there. There's the numbers for fucking actual boxing aren't going to go up, regardless of who the fuck is fighting.
Right.
Yeah, people aren't there for Ben Askren.
No.
People aren't there because Snoop Dogg is commentating. Pete Davidson's the fucking host with
Right.
Jack Harlow. They're not watching
Just
for
a
that.
fucking shit show, dude.
Well, people
Jesus
are watching
Christ.
that. People are watching it just for that.
For Jake.
For-
But they
for the
will
entertainment.
never take the next day or the next weekend to go watch a legitimate commentated and legitimate boxing match in a legitimate boxing organization.
Yeah.
Regulated.
I get what you mean.
There's
You know,
no.
yeah, so there's no fucking
The superstars are the only ones that are going to make money.
it's not
there's
fucking
no
helping
smokes
it's not
and-
helping the sport.
No,
There's no
it's
smoke and
killing it,
mirrors
actually.
involved
Fuck,
in
it's
regular
killing the sport.
boxing.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I get what you're saying. for
No,
sure.
these fights
I
are
get it.
definitely killing boxing, but boxing's been a joke.
I mean,
Boxing's been
boxing's
rigged. Boxing's
gone
been ran
downhill for a
by
long
the
time.
mob or by the Illuminati. Whatever. I mean, it's been that way since probably the end of like Floyd's prime. Kind of. I feel like after he knocked out De La Hoya, it started kind of just let's get this guy the perfect record, and and Canelo's the literally Golden Boy Productions or
Yeah.
whatever promotions.
Yeah.
He's the Golden Boy. That's just how it is, man.
Is that
Boxing's just one of those.
is that a bit of a conspiracy, or is that like
I don't think it's a
pretty-
conspiracy because I think all sports are rigged to a certain extent.
to a certain extent? I mean, there's a
You
lot
know?
of money involved in sports.
Right.
Any fucking time there's
And
a lot
betting.
of money involved in something, you can guarantee there's going to be corruption. There's going to be people conspiring to do things they shouldn't be doing.
Especially when the fight's in
Period.
Vegas.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
like, oh, it's actually at the MGM. It's like, oh, well, no shit. Like,
Yeah,
it's
right.
it's at the fucking biggest casino on the biggest strip. What the fuck you think is gonna happen? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's impossible for that large of amount of money to be involved, and everybody's like, "Yep, by the book, rules, no bullshit here."
Yeah, there's no other reason the Raiders should go from the Bay Area to to the desert. Besides that, you know what I mean? Like whether you're a fan or not, like there's no other reason they should go from the Bay Area, which Silicon Valley and just the Yay area and the
Right.
Golden Gate. There's no other reason they should go from one of the most iconic places in our country to the desert. Besides
Why? 'Cause
betting and
Oakland
casino
couldn't
and
afford
shit.
him, bro.
What's up?
Oakland couldn't afford him.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the problem.
Hey, that's bullshit.
They could have
Hey,
played in the
BMO,
Niner Stadium.
You're buying into it, BMO.
I mean, it's money. That's all it is.
You're buying into the conspiracy, dude.
Don't get me
Or
wrong.
You're not buying into the conspiracy. We're into the conspiracy. We bought into it, dude.
If I'm Mark Davis, who owns the Raiders, I'm not playing second fiddle to the Niners at their home stadium. Like I get why they wouldn't want to do like the Jets and Giants do, the Chargers and Rams, like where they split 8-8 every year. Like I'm not doing that.
Oh, they
'cause-
do?
Well, that was the
They
thing.
share.
They were going to, and then that's why the Raiders moved. Because when the Niners got their stadium in Santa Clara, it's a beautiful stadium, brand new. They were like, "Hey, we'll let you guys come,"
Right.
but they kind of like little brothered them. They were like, "Hey, we'll let you play your 8 games here, but it's our fucking stadium.
But it's
Like
our
we
fucking
own the
stadium."
fucking stadium." And they're like, "Fuck that shit. We're gonna get our own stadium in our own city," and that's why they moved.
Yeah, but like
Got
both
it.
New York teams play at one stadium. So like the Jets
Giants
and
and
Giants,
Jets, yeah.
they
Both
both
LA
play
teams.
at MetLife.
See that shit? I knew both
Yeah.
New York teams.
And
See that
then,
shit?
so when San Diego moved to LA, the Rams and the
Moved from
Chargers.
St. Louis.
Yeah, so they built one stadium and now it's SoFi or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the
they're playing
Rams
at one
owner
stadium.
owns
Okay.
the stadium.
No shit.
So the Rams owner is like, "Yeah, well, we'll let you guys play. We'll let you play a little 8 contest here, but it's our fucking stadium."
Ooh.
I think somebody else does it. I think like New York. I think New York does it too for
Yeah,
NBA.
they do.
I think the Nets and the Knicks maybe.
Nets are in Brooklyn. The Knicks play in Madison Square Garden, but the Nets play in Brooklyn. They play at the Barclays Center.
I thought somebody in that fucking NBA.
The
did
Lakers
it.
and Clippers share Staples
Oh,
Center.
they do. Okay,
So
yeah.
LA,
Okay.
which makes sense. I mean, if it's LA and you only have so much room to build anything at this
Literally.
point,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to, and you have so many teams and interests and people, you're gonna have to house certain people together.
Right.
So
LA
you know.
needs to do what certain parts of the United States does, which is like, all right, we're done. This is it. No more building. No more houses, no more buildings, no more commercial buildings, period. We're done.
Yeah, we can't build anymore.
What is here is what you get. You buy what you can buy, and that's all. You remodel what you can remodel. Sorry.
Trust me. In California, there's plenty of buildings open right now because COVID. I mean, fucking A.
Oh, yeah. I see them all the time. I'm like, damn, dude. I need to be at a point in my life where I can buy an office and have a fucking real studio that isn't detached from my house. I love that. And I see all these empty office buildings.
It's from the ground up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm just fortunate to have a studio at all.
I saw you guys said that Kanye's trash, man.
Kanye's trash, dog. Kanye, I appreciate Kanye. I do. I love Kanye. I always have. I've never loved Kanye's music. I've never loved Kanye as a producer, and I'll come out and flat out say that. I've never thought Kanye's made any good music besides his very, very old shit, and it's because I'm super nostalgic about childhood music. So music that he made in my childhood, anything he's made nowadays, fuck off. Like that, I can't. There's so much good music out there, Kanye. Get the fuck out of here. The music he's produced has been okay. So he has produced some really good music over like the last. Damn, double bless you.
I know, shit. Sorry.
There has been like some good music over the past, whatever that he's produced. But I do love him for his fashion, though. When I say I love Kanye, I love him for his fashion, for sure.
Bro, he dresses like a homeless dude, bro.
I appreciate what he's done for fashion and for the culture and why I wear oversized fucking band tees because of him. I appreciate him for that aspect. I appreciate him for hypnotizing me into buying into the hype and getting into sneaker culture and like understanding why I'm getting raped in my asshole over these fucking $500 pairs of shoes.
See, but you guys said he was trash. I wasn't here when they talked about that, but but honestly, I never have been a big Kanye fan either, though. To be honest. Like,
so why is that? Why are you guys not feeling him these days?
Is
it the antics? Is it the Kardashian shit?
No, it's not these days, bro. I've never listened to Kanye.
Okay.
Ever.
So
I don't know. I just wasn't really. I don't know. I guess when Kanye was hot, I just didn't really listen to him. I don't even know when Kanye was dope.
I'm gonna be totally honest. 2000s.
Yeah, but like when? Like
he was at the top of the game from 04 to 11, 12.
Yep.
He got with Kim, and I'm sorry, it's not fair. It went downhill after that.
See, but I don't know because I was like,
women are terrible, dude.
I can't
They suck, dude.
I can't even lie. Like, from like 04 to 11, like that type of shit. Because obviously I can't even lie. I'm a fucking Wayne dick writer, so I was just all I listened to was Wayne then. So it's like I didn't even give a shit about Kanye or anybody.
It was
else.
1A, 1B between those two, man.
So I really didn't ever even listen.
Eminem
to Kanye
was in there,
shit.
but
I wasn't even.
Drizzy was in there.
Drake was 09 though. Drake was like 2010s. Like there's one guy from the 2010s. It's Drake, but 2000s was Wayne and Kanye.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can even make a case Wayne had a better decade. He probably did, but
I would say
it's a good debate.
From my perspective, yeah,
he still does.
But
you think Wayne's still better than Kanye?
Still puts out better music than Kanye.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
undoubtedly.
Well, Kanye has to put out music. Like we can't judge your music if you never put out your fucking music.
Very true.
Wayne will put anything out.
If you don't listen to fucking Wayne, or if you don't listen to his mixtapes too, if you strictly just go off these fucking albums that he drops, then you're missing so much fucking music. You're missing fucking Wayne, bro.
Period.
Yeah, mixtape Wheezy, dude. If you don't listen to those shit, if you don't listen to that shit, then you missed out on so much music.
His mixtape that he dropped after the fucking, how long was it, BMO?
Fucking, I don't fucking know. Like the whole like Carter 5 fucking stint thing.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know. He dropped like fucking 4
He put out like 3 or 4 mixtapes. Yeah.
Like a shit ton.
Are you talking about Sorry for the Wait too? Like which one?
Yeah,
that was right after he said "Fuck Birdman." I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah, Sorry for the Wait. Like the Free Wheezy album. Then he had Dedication 6. Then he did Dedication 6 Reloaded, which was like another fucking 20 songs.
Yep. Nemo's a real fucking fan, dude.
I don't know. He's
incredible.
So much fucking music.
But here's where I might push off a little bit because I feel like Wayne hasn't put out a good album in 10 years.
So what's not good though? Listen, I said what's not good.
Just the lyrics, the beat. He's not focused in his songs. Like he was making cohesive shit the first 4 Carters. Even I'm Not a Human Being. At least he was staying on topic. If he's talking about his big dick or he's talking about, like a pussy ass dudes I don't want your gonorrhea. Like at least he'd stay on topic.
Right.
I feel like now he's just saying a bunch of shit, and then like Big Sean will add his verse.
Okay.
And then we'll get I don't know, some singer chick. I don't know. I feel like he's not cohesive. Okay. He's not, and I mean, he's rich enough. He has a legacy. He has classics. He shouldn't give a fuck.
Not to mention rich artists under him as well.
And that's exactly what that was. Is he didn't give a fuck.
He's not hungry anymore.
He's gonna say what the fuck he wants to say when he wants to say it and put it out. Right? Why the fuck not? What? You can't even.
He's not as good though.
You can't look at it.
Mrs. Officer is almost like a theme song. You're talking about a hot lady cop shit, the whole time.
That's
Lollipop.
Shit.
Talking about getting his dick sucked the whole time. He was staying on topic. He was cohesive. He would bring something to the table. It was clever. He'd have witty lines. The shit he says now is just, I don't know. It's not clever. It's not witty. It's more funny because it's bad.
I don't know what the fuck you've been listening to.
Damn, dude.
Because you're talking about like album songs that were hit charting songs. Right.
And you're also talking about songs that are nostalgic to us. Those are iconic songs to us.
Right, of course.
They were so important to all of our childhoods. So that is kind of a little bit different because obviously we're all a little bit biased to those songs because they were so important. So trying to compare them to nowadays Wayne when it's just not that anymore, which maybe you do have a point still regardless. Like, yeah, it's just not that anymore.
You're talking about like a radio song though.
Yeah.
In his mixtape shit, it's just him going for fucking 4 minutes straight with so many punchlines, so many fucking metaphors, so many fucking double entendres. But it's like, if you don't understand it, then you don't understand it.
But they're not good. Like Birdman Jr., more like Ugly Duckling. That's not a good line.
Right, dude.
Sorry, Wayne. That's not a good. He's trying to diss Birdman. I'm like, that's just stupid. Birdman Jr. more like Ugly Duckling. Like,
right. I mean, it makes sense though. Like he's talking about himself,
but it's not good.
Being fucking like disrespected by this man. Like, how is that? That makes so much fucking sense in the point in time that he said that.
And I like that mixtape. I like Sorry for the Wait too. But nothing since Carter 4 has been to that level, in my opinion. Okay. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just not as hungry, man. He got his 100 million, 200 million. Nicki, Drake, and Tyga became the biggest fucking things on earth, especially Drake. Yeah. And yeah, Birdman was fucking him over, and he finally had enough of it. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, and I mean, look at those albums. Like, he has enough of a legacy. The 500 Degrees mixtape, the 100%. Fucking the first 3 or 4 dedication mixtapes are incredible. Like, the 2000s was his shit, but
100%.
You know what I mean? I just feel like after a while, he's just doing it to kind of do it. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, I feel the same way about...
I agree, disagree, I guess.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. I just don't know if you've listened to the shit that he's dropped.
Of course.
Have you listened to the Dedication 6?
I don't think I listened to that one.
Loaded? Okay, see, so...
Anything after Carter 5, I didn't like Carter 5 much.
Yeah, see, I wasn't a huge fan of it either. I really wasn't a huge fan of it.
Okay.
But it was just so delayed that we got such a negative response out of it.
Because it sounded 5 years old, because it got delayed for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's a problem. You can't sound like 2013 and 2018, 19.
And music
I don't want to hear that.
Music had progressed so much by that point, it went leaps and bounds by the time that dropped. Yeah. And everybody's like, yeah.
I could tell it was like Good Kid, Mad City Kendrick on that verse, not Damn Kendrick.
Oh, hell no,
that's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's
a great song.
Even though it was a fire fucking
it was a great song.
Well, like you said, music has changed so much or whatever, but like, so you don't, I don't know, it's hard to explain. So what, he's supposed to drop another I Am Not a Human Being album.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
When that comes out, he's going to be talking and saying the type of shit that is what is current today. Okay. Absolutely. Dude, both those dedication fucking mixtapes came out. This was probably like 2.5 years ago. Though that shit is just him being hella disrespectful and just spitting for days.
Okay.
It's just unheard of because everybody's got 2-minute songs. He's dropping 3-4 minute songs just going. It's just like, where the fuck did this come from, right?
So I didn't know the difference, and that's when you would explain that to me, like, oh no, like you have to listen to his mixtapes. Because I remember when the album dropped, I was like, this shit. And you're like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you listening to?
No, mixtape Weezy's where you're at.
And you're like, it's a mixtape. And I listened to mixtape, I was like, oh, okay, like this is obviously better. Clearly, like this is better than the album.
Yeah.
But at that point, music was so different that I was just like, I'm not a diehard fan for Weezy. I loved him back in the day, like everybody else did. But it's like, I didn't care enough to follow along his next albums or his features or anything like that. And in fact, I think it kind of put me off from his features. So anytime he had featured with somebody on the album, I would like not give the song a chance. And just because he was on it, I don't know why. I don't know why he did that. But there was something in my head that was like, oh, he can't do music today. He can't do the music today.
Honestly, you didn't miss out on a song. You missed out on Lil Wayne because he'll shit on anybody and everybody on every feature, dude.
Right.
He still does it today.
Him, Nicki, and Drake put out a song earlier this year, Seeing Green.
Yeah.
And he had the best verse.
Yeah,
Lil Wayne did, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You literally listen
and
to
he
his
was talking about
part
the
and skip the
pandemic,
song.
and I'll put you 6 feet under. I'm socially distancing. Like, he
Got
had, like, good, and that's,
Like, really
like,
good references
good
and whatnot?
stuff. Yeah, like, those are good bars.
His feature on fucking Polo G's song on Polo G's album.
I don't listen to Polo G.
Okay.
I don't listen to fake
Shit
gangsters.
on him. He just did a song with fucking KSI.
Jesus Christ, that was a shot.
He just did a song with KSI, who's a YouTuber.
Fuck KSI, dude. I
I
can't.
don't know who KSI is.
I'm just saying,
sorry.
but he's
For
just going
starters-
out of his way to just.
And he's always done that. He's always
It's
given,
just like, what the fuck?
that's how he
Yeah.
got Drake and all them. I mean,
Yeah.
he would give these guys chances, and he finally figured out, like, oh, this is like, he has more than just best I ever had. Like, he could actually fucking rap.
Right.
Nicki, she could actually rap. Tyga, I never thought he was that great. I like Taste.
Nicki just went
I think
out.
Taste fucking goes hard, but
Tyga's old shit was all right.
Nicki just went out as a villain, dude. Just went out
Yeah.
as a fucking villain, just like that. Just couldn't hang with Cardi, and got
Nicki
upset.
fucking washes Cardi.
And got upset. Couldn't hang with Cardi. Got upset, and then was like, "I'm
No,
out
I
of
agree,
music.
I agree.
I'm out of music. I gotta
don't
go.
really
I
listen to
can't
Cardi
hang
B.
anymore. I can't do this anymore."
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
gotta
go.
know when your time's up.
Like, which good for her, you know. But at the same time, she went out like a villain though, because she could have taken Cardi under
I mean, she
her
has a
wing.
show this Friday in New York.
Yeah, well, fuck. She sure, whatever.
She has plenty of hits to fall. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
definitely,
But bro, like-
definitely.
So
But Cardi came in and took her spot. Took
absolutely.
her fucking spot.
Industry plant, though.
And
That was
she
planned.
couldn't take her
it
under
was-
her wing.
it was fucking 8 years later, 10 years later. I mean, that shit's
Definitely.
gonna
That shit-
happen.
definitely.
So what
Someone's
the
gonna come
fuck-
in and be better.
Yeah, you
But
know
her
what I mean?
reign was so long, dude. Like she was the chick. Like she
If it
was
wasn't
the woman.
Cardi,
Now we got Cardi. Now we got Meg Thee Stallion. Now we got
I'll
all
say it
these
would've been Megan if it wasn't
badass
Cardi.
fucking women that are
Yeah.
in the music industry that are like really good. Cardi, I don't listen to Cardi, but
Megan actually
she made a
raps.
fucking big splash. Though.
right? Cardi was just placed there. I feel like Meg. I'm not saying she's the most talented chick. All she does is, is hands on my knees, shaking my ass.
Right,
thought
right.
shit. Like, I know she does the thought, I'm a hoe shit, but like, I feel like she could actually rap. Like, she'll actually give me some bars. Cardi, I don't feel that way about. I don't think Cardi's gonna hop on the song with Migos and give me like a hot 16. The way Nicki like could hang with Lil Wayne and Drake. Cardi
Right.
would get fucking smacked.
Ah, man, that's a good point.
Fucking
She does
take
make a
off,
lot of.
smacked Cardi on that one. Like, come on,
But
man.
but Cardi, I think, is
She's a pop star.
predominantly pop. Exactly.
She's a pop
like
star.
She is making radio hits, and
She made the
she's
Mexican
focused on
song.
that.
She made, I don't mean that offensively, but like she made that one Latino song. The
She knew it was
I
gonna
like
be
it
good.
like that.
Yep.
Yeah, she's done all sorts of shit.
Just
The
like-
WAP.
Just
But,
like
you
Justin
know.
Bieber has, everybody like
Right.
is collabing with like these Mexican artists that, quite frankly,
They don't give a
I
fuck
don't give a
about.
fuck. I don't want to hear them on a
Bad
song.
Bunny, Daddy
I-
Yankee.
I
yeah.
want to see them. I don't want to hear them. I hate their music, and it's like I'm racist as fuck. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm not racist as fuck. But I hate Mexicans.
Where are we going?
And I'm not saying I'm kidding for that one. I hate Mexicans. And I hate that fucking music. I hate that music.
So let's revert back a little bit, right? Because you think Kanye had his little reign, right? Obviously think Wayne fucking dominated that era. Who is it now? And I only got one
Ooh,
person that
damn.
comes to name.
It's only Drake.
Nah, bro. Drake ain't no more. Drake's the
That is
same
false.
shit as Wayne, bro. Drake makes pop songs for people who like pop. I'm talking about.
He makes some bangers too, still. Though.
Okay, yeah, but
I might know where you're going.
Where are we going with rap? Who's gonna have this
It is
reign?
not Lil Baby.
It's Lil Baby.
No, it ain't.
Who is it?
No, it fucking ain't.
Who is it then?
Lil Baby's gonna be out of here in 5 years.
Nah.
I don't
Not
think he's
even
that
close.
talented personally.
Where?
And I like the
It's a
bigger
hot
picture.
take.
I like Yes Indeed. I like some of his features, but he's not. He can't switch it up enough. Wayne somehow found this lane where he could just rap his ass off for 20 years and we're gonna love it. But he's one of the fucking greats. Same with like Jay-Z, Eminem. They somehow found this way where they can just rap forever and it'll work. Lil Baby, he's not gonna put out and you're gonna need some of these hits. He's not gonna put out a One Dance. He's not gonna put out a fucking a Take Care. You have to be able to switch up your shit, in my opinion.
We're talking
And-
about rap, though.
He does.
And Lil Baby's a gangster rapper. That's not commercial.
he is making himself commercial though.
He is trying with like the White House
another
stunts and shit like that. That's a hot take, and I know what you're saying. I know where you're going with that.
If Drake drops what Certified Lover Boy, that comes out tomorrow. He's doing 1 billion streams first week. Lil Baby's not getting half of that. I don't care if he has 30 fucking songs on the album.
I guarantee Lil Baby outstreams Drake right now.
Oh fuck!
I don't think so.
I'll bet you.
I don't think so, Bimo. I think Drake outstreams everybody.
Drake has hip hop in the palm of his hand.
He can't. Drake, if he tried, could not put out a bad album because of his fan base. Because
he can't fail.
He can't. Even if the music is trash, it doesn't matter anymore because
he's done that.
He's
Views was
so
horrible.
big. I love Views. That's me. I love Views.
Okay.
Views was one of my favorite albums.
Scorpion was meh. Still did 1 billion streams first week.
And I don't really fucking like Drake that much.
Scorpion.
Bro. I don't
Scorpion.
know.
I hated it. Terrible album. There's a few songs on it. Cool. But it didn't matter. It did not matter. He took over the world for months. Nobody in music makes a splash like that. Nobody in this day and age. Music is so fucking fast and oversaturated. You have one day if you're lucky. Lil Baby. Maybe if you're Kendrick. I
was like, Kendrick's hiding. We haven't even mentioned his name yet. He's fucking hiding somewhere.
He's my first person, except for he doesn't drop music anymore. He just does feature.
4 years.
But
I love Kendrick.
But he just takes over the fucking world like nobody else can do, and does it consistently, album after album after album. And the numbers are proof in the fucking pudding, dude. The numbers.
And those aren't everything.
Who the fuck else sits on the charts for as long as he's been on the charts since his career started?
Right.
He's never
and that is true.
Dude, he's never been off the charts.
He's never been off the charts.
What other artist has done that besides like Michael Jackson? Besides like the big
yeah. I think 500 and okay, fair.
Has Wayne done that?
Yeah. And that's his mentor. So
he's been on like the top 200.
If
for his like whole career,
right? If Drake never had Wayne, there would be no Drake.
Oh, 100%.
And Drake says that
100%.
There absolutely no. If Drake was trying to come up when Wayne was on his shit and didn't let Drake come up, there would never be no Drake.
Because he came up right after Carter 3. Like Wayne was running rap.
Never be no fucking Drake.
Right. Okay.
You're 100% right.
And he's probably made fucking millions of dollars off of them, which good on him.
And Drake still says that to this day. Like,
facts.
Like what was that? What was that fucking verse in one of his songs? He was like,
well, no shit, because if you're coming up under the hottest artist ever and then on his label and then you're dropping some fucking bangers.
And saying you're dropping heat too. Yeah.
But if you weren't on that label and you weren't under that artist,
right,
you would have just been completely overlooked.
Yep. I think you're right. I mean,
because these SoundCloud rappers and these one-hit wonders were not coming out at that time and at that day and age.
Right.
They weren't. They were not at all.
SoundCloud wasn't even a thing.
That's what I'm saying. So these one-hit wonders were not coming up like they are nowadays.
Also, Drake has something else going for him besides the music. He also has like the fact that he's a sex symbol to every woman in the world, to every man in the world. Like everybody's looking at him like, oh, this is the kind of guy I want to be. I want to be this way with women. I want to be able to take women to fucking a stadium and rent out the stadium.
A tastemaker, if you will.
He is a fucking sex symbol as comparative to like old rock stars were. Like he is on that level of like,
that's a good point.
Women fucking love him. Men want to be him. Like,
right.
Everybody. And
everyone tunes into the music.
Exactly. Yeah. What other artist is that way? Like there's not a lot out there these days that are as big as he is, but also still a symbol like that. There's not. I mean, you have, I was going to say you have Chris Brown. He's known for fucking beating a woman's ass.
I was going to say, his biggest thing is not even his music.
But at the same time, like, there's still a lot of women that, like, look at him like that, dude, it's 2021.
Right.
Motherfuckers will literally tell a woman they beat their last girlfriend.
Kill them.
The girl will still suck their dick.
I just did a bid. Like, oh, really? Let me suck the skin off your dick.
Literally. Like,
right.
You know?
It's sad.
Like,
it's sad.
What other artists?
But you're right about that.
But to answer your question, BMO, I think right now, Drake, if I had to be objective, like,
Lil Baby could be number 2.
No, I'm not talking about like.
Okay. Are you talking about rap?
Like you're talking about no. Okay, like rap, whatever, fucking pop, whatever the fuck Drake wants to do. I'm saying who's gonna have the stint as long as these previous artists like Kanye and Wayne have had, and they're not done.
Do we even get that anymore though with fast media?
So that's what I was asking.
do.
Who's gonna be the next one to have that type of stand? Who are we gonna see in 2033?
I don't think we've seen them yet. And I know it's not fair to Lil Baby or anyone who makes the conversation, but I don't think they've dropped their biggest hit. I don't think we've heard. I think they're still on SoundCloud bubbling at 2,000 fucking plays. Like they haven't even put out their first song. I really feel like we haven't seen that person. Lil Baby's going to be a superstar. He already fucking is. I mean, let's just say it. He's a superstar.
Giant, massive
He's not
star.
fucking Drake.
Not even.
He's not Kanye. He's not Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem puts out an album tomorrow. He's going to do 1 billion stream first.
Yeah.
And Eminem hasn't been good in 10 fucking
she
years.
knows. You ask
Say
my
it again?
grandma. You ask my grandma who Drake is. She knows.
Right.
Period.
Right. Same with Kanye. Same with Eminem.
Period.
Like there's very few of those. Yeah. Absolutely.
Eminem is one of those.
I'm like,
that,
hey, grandma, who's Lil Baby? She's like, I don't know. Is it a baby?
So nobody's
Like-
gonna do a stint like these guys previously have done.
I don't know if it's
I think so.
possible anymore.
I think we just haven't heard him yet.
That's why I'm just curious to
Yeah.
who's gonna do it. And
I
like
think the
you
person
said
who's
that-
going to run this decade hasn't dropped yet.
And like you said, how Wayne did find a fucking way just to rap, and he's been doing it for fucking 28 years. Who are we going to be able to see that's going to rap for another 28 years? Or be able to be in the game for 28 years doing the same shit? Like, how does this motherfucker not run out of shit to say?
Do you guys look at rappers like long term anymore? Because I can remember when I was a child, I used to listen. I grew up on Eminem. I grew up on fucking Too Short. Like that's what my dad listened to. My stepdad and those artists I grew up on. And I would always think, just like I would think about my favorite actor, what happened after these dudes die? Like that's it? Like they just go away? Like what's music going to be after this? I don't think like that about any rapper anymore. Period.
That's because rap isn't like that anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Rap
That's what I'm
isn't
saying.
even about lyrics. Rap is all about a sound, bro.
I think it's a lot about
melody.
personality
it's
as
all
well.
about personality to a point, I guess. But without social media, if that weren't in our like
Right.
everyday lives, it's just a sound. It's the way that people sound. Drake has a different sound, and Lil Baby definitely has a fucking crazy different sound.
And the feeling, for
Literally,
sure.
that is just, it's the way that they sound. If you like the way that they sound,
I don't
regardless.
know if I agree with that either.
I think
My problem with Lil Baby is he sounds like a lot of other motherfuckers, man. He does not have his own shit he does.
depends. It depends.
When Drake comes on the song, you know it is him. When Lil Baby comes on, I don't know if it's him, Lil fucking Durk. I don't know who it is because it's auto-tuned. The bars are there, but they're not heavy hitting bars I'm going to be able to quote on Instagram in a caption. Like it doesn't hit a certain way. And I know that's subjective. It's all opinion based. Like Lil Baby doesn't. The last song that I could be wrong. The last song that culturally made an impact was The Bigger Picture. Because right after the George Floyd shit, everyone's in COVID. He was talking about the realest shit in the world.
Right.
That was the last song that people I feel like felt in their soul what Lil Baby was talking about. Everything since then has just been, I'm the greatest. Your bitch will suck my dick. I get money. I got it out of the streets. I got it out the mud.
which is still also a feeling,
Auto-tuned.
though.
Like,
What do you even listen to him though? Like, have you actually listened to his music besides
absolutely.
that since The Bigger Picture?
I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying he's not. I just don't think you asked who the guy is. I don't think he's the guy. I just don't.
No, I'm not saying he is either. Like,
Okay.
I'm saying he could definitely fall off eventually, right? Like I said, he'll run out of shit to rap about. But I'm saying like right now, I think Lil Baby's definitely probably the best rapper right now.
You know who's made an interesting comeback? It's definitely not at the top, but an interesting comeback from what he used to be, because everybody used to say he missed his mark, was Thug. Everybody always said that Thug missed his mark, and he never was in the right place at the right time to be as big of an artist as he should have been, as big of an artist as I think he should have been. Thug's my favorite artist, period, hands
Young
down,
Thug's your favorite artist?
over anybody else in the world.
He's another guy that I just don't get it.
Thug was huge.
Not like he should have been.
Like I said,
Thug
it's
should have
not
ran the world.
lyrical. It's just for a sound.
Thug,
Yeah,
Thug
that
should
dude
have ran the world.
Lifestyle was a huge hit.
But Thug is coming back to a point now to where he is becoming the superstar that everybody knows, that everybody's like wants to listen to, and he's on everybody's songs, and he's putting people in his songs, and like he's getting the second chance. Usually, if you're an OG, your fucking Thug was being labeled an OG at 25 years old. He's only 26 or 27 right now. You wouldn't know that. He looks like he's 58 because of the crazy amount of drugs he's done, but he was being labeled as an OG. He's coming out of the OG fucking label, which is insane. You can't do that in the rap. He's doing it though. He's fucking doing it. He's coming back. He's making it, which is for a fan like me, I fucking love that shit.
That's what I'm saying. You're speaking it like I speak bias about Wayne. You're speaking bias about Doug.
Totally, dude. Totally.
But I never thought that he remotely fell off.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been there. He's always been relevant. Since he started, he's been relevant.
Right. Yeah. Album sales were fucking dog shit a few years back. Social media was dog shit. How people were talking about him. That's because his music,
his last little bit of shit kind of was dog shit, though.
It's like...
I'm going to keep it a bean with y'all.
It's all...
I've never understood the hype, the fandom, he's number one. If you guys enjoy him, you say he's your favorite. Right. Love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's got a couple tunes. So, he's got I like the shit he did with Post Malone. He's got a couple songs. Him and Drake always make slaps together somehow. They got good chemistry. I've never understood after I'm a Stoner, and Lifestyle. I feel like he's a meme rapper. The same way Lil Uzi is. The same way, and I like Future. The same way Future is. They're meme rappers. They're famous because we let them be famous. And they say, tell Steve I just fucked his daughter. They say memeable Instagram captional stuff. Right. But they're not good.
So I think
Thugger is horrible.
I think obviously that's an opinion.
Yeah.
I think Doug is the best artist. One of the best artists that's ever lived, if you want to be honest, because of how I view his music and what he's really doing.
But what does he say?
As an artist.
As an artist.
Not as a lyricist.
His words don't matter. Don't ever pay attention to his words.
But that's not fair. Hip hop was built on lyrics.
Hold on. So what is music though? What is music? Music is an outlet.
That's all he's not producing those beats.
But music is an outlet to convey a feeling. Right?
Music is a feeling. Music is a feeling.
Music is a fucking vibe. And if an artist is able to capture that vibe and capture that feeling within a certain sound using his voice as an instrument, unlike anybody else we have ever seen on this fucking earth, while also being a fucking icon within the fashion industry, while being an icon within the social media and helping people and bringing up young dudes underneath him, that is what for me, why I think he's the best in the fucking world, the best to ever do it, period, is because of how
Thug?
But you literally just said everything.
Jesus Christ.
Not to fucking ride dick, but you literally just said everything that Wayne did.
Right, but I'm not saying that Wayne isn't in that boat for you.
Yeah, Gunna ain't Drake.
Wayne is...
No.
Duke isn't Tyga.
Wayne is in that boat for you, you know what I mean? And that's totally dope. That's cool with me, And Thug's in that boat for me.
Those artists are trash, though.
Because...
Thank you.
Because of the way...
I totally disagree.
Because of the way that Thug has made me feel personally, comparatively to everybody else that I've ever listened to in coming up in music. And music was such a big part of my life. And I love fucking music. The feeling that I got from him was unlike anything I've ever felt and continue to do to this day, which I know a lot of people give me the same reaction. It's you're dumb. You're fucking, there's no way.
I'm not saying you're dumb, but I mean, let me ask you a question. And I don't want to sound like a jerk, but did I'm a Stoner really connect like that?
Definitely not. Fuck that song. So I'm a Stoner.
Did Lifestyle really fucking Bill Cosby memes? Did those really that? Because that's the intro to Young Thug. Those are his first hits.
Songs, though. Those are his worst songs.
Song. It like I said, bro, it's not about lyrics anymore. It's about a sound. If you have a different sound, you're gonna pop.
But if
we cannot sit here and say Kanye's trash and then talk about how Young Thug is one of the best artists of this generation.
I never said Kanye was trash.
Okay.
I just said that I just never listened to Kanye because I was on something else at the same time.
Thug will tell you Kanye and Wayne gave him his whole fucking style.
Definitely.
Okay.
I don't know about his whole style, but maybe...
Wayne gave him his whole fucking style.
Maybe Wayne for sure. Well, Wayne is... Thug will definitely say that and does on his songs in interviews, the very, very, very few interviews he's done. He'll say Wayne's fucking...
But he also disses icons like Andre 3000. I never listened to him in my life.
That's savage.
That's bullshit. Dude. You're from Atlanta. He's outcast. Dude. That's bullshit.
He's a savage.
Well, that's like saying saying if I were trying to be an artist or whatever, right? And people that look up to Kanye so much, I say I never listen to Kanye.
But to say you never paid attention to him in your life, just be dismissive, I never even knew he was alive. That's bullshit. We all fucking sang Sorry Miss Jackson.
Right.
Or we all liked Gold Digger or Jesus Walks or Can't Tell Me Nothing la la. We all sung that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that I've never heard his music.
Right.
But I've never in my fucking life paid attention to Kanye. The only shit that I ever heard about Kanye like after 2010 was literally the Kim shit.
Right. Which is why I said what I said, which was back in the day, that music is important to me because it's nostalgic to me. After that, like when I say, so basically why that, it's funny because that thumbnail about Kanye being trash actually didn't apply to him being trash.
I would say I watched the clip and it didn't really.
It wasn't his music. It was the fucking bag on his head.
It was the fact that he looked like a trash bag.
And I saw someone left a comment, which I actually respected the way I assume you responded, or maybe it was Trevor. Like, I respect the way you were like, thanks, have a good day. Because I got a hater recently. Sorry to cut you off. I know we're going off topic.
You're good.
I got someone recently that was mad that I did the West Valley podcast. And they were like, I thought it was an angry mom at first. Because, we don't know anyone's name. They're all minors. I thought it was literally an angry parent, like DMing me on Instagram. I'm like, okay, whatever. And she was like, oh, the inaccuracy of your content is impeccable. And this podcast isn't saving the world or changing the world the way you want it to. And I remember I saw your comment and I'm like, you lead with love, man. I'm like, thank you for your take. Have a good Tuesday.
I'd have been like, suck my dick.
Suck my dick. That's why Beano's here.
But she's best friends with someone that does a podcast that they also shit on me on their podcast. And I never respond.
Wait, what was the West Valley podcast? Was it somebody from West Valley on there?
It was called Pie Stick. It was because, so I had this guy, I work at Sprouts up on Hilltop, a grocery store up there.
I'm just saying, was it somebody from West Valley that was on the podcast?
Yeah,
that's where I get all my vitamins from.
He wasn't on the team. He wasn't a football player. He wasn't a victim, but he was, I guess, friends and knew some of the guys. And he didn't say much of anything, for whatever reason.
You didn't ask him if they just shoved a stick up their ass?
No, I tried to ask. I tried getting it out of him. That sounds bad putting it that way, but I tried asking him. Like,
I tried to get it in him.
I was like, look, man. I'm like, Record Searchlight has the fucking picture of the stick. Like, stop dancing around my fucking, like, let's get to the meat and potatoes. And he just never wanted to get to the meat and potatoes. But yeah, certain people didn't like it. I mean, I remember I got criticism on another podcast here locally. I'm not going to promote, where they were like, oh, well, since you want to be controversial, I'll be controversial. First of all, I pronounced it Pia because I didn't know how to say it. And they were like, first of all, it's Pia, not Pia. Second of all, why are you talking about minors? It's two chicks. And I'm like, well, I'm not talking about minors. I'm not even the one that broke the fucking story. I'm
what
like,
the fuck are you talking about? This is public record.
Thank you.
Public fucking
I'm like, some
record.
30, 40-year-old wrote about it first. Bard Mudford, a law firm, is representing some of these motherfuckers. The school district's spending $1 million on the case. I have all the right in the world to fucking talk about this shit. Even if I did know some real shit, I have the right to talk about it.
That's when you deserve to call them a cunt, because, like, check it out. If you want to act like a fucking cunt, then that's what you are. Like, period. Like, you, just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you deserve any better. Like, listen to Kevin Samuels, dog. You don't fucking deserve any better. You're a woman.
Well, that's what the fucking... I've only responded to one comment, obviously, on my own profile. Because somebody commented on one of the Friday Night Therapy posts talking about how we were talking about people being brought up by single mothers. I said, I think that the young men being brought up by single mothers usually turn out worse than others, I guess.
Early on in their teenage years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am in that case. I could relate to that. I gave my viewpoint.
Basically, that's what I was saying, right? Is I said either they're hella disrespectful or they turn into straight bitches. And then some random person commented on it saying, talking hella shit, right? You could tell this was one of those kids that was just hella disrespectful
hit him in the core.
Yeah, he was still like a gangster looking dude. Like, he's still
you could tell
trying to figure out his fucking life.
Yeah, like you could tell he was hella disrespectful to his mother and that type of shit, right? So, but talking about, I had to provide for my family. That's like what he was trying to say on the comment, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, you're getting so offended, but I said, I didn't come from that life. I'm just saying I'm speaking on what I've seen.
Yep.
Chill the fuck out. This is my opinion. Don't get butthurt about it.
Go listen to the episode. Like, get the full
and I said, and listen to the full episode
of the conversation.
Because we also talked about the other side of it.
Right.
Which obviously he didn't listen to because it wasn't in the full clip.
Of course not.
So it's like, also kind of shafted me and made me seem like,
dude, that's what all these videos are, dude.
But I was like, whatever, bro. I was like, listen to the full episode. This is my opinion. Listen to the other side of it. And I was like, what the fuck kind of shit? Like, why are you trying to come at me sideways about some stupid shit like that?
Right.
It happens, dude. Like, it happens. It is what the fuck it is.
Right.
And if you guys want to be real, I appreciate that hate the same I appreciate the love, and I appreciate the hate even more because, like, I know I'm doing something correct. Like, perfect. I'm pissing people off.
Yes.
I am striking emotion within people. Fuck yes.
If they're hating, they're gonna come back.
That's all I fucking want.
That's another
Awesome.
thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Awesome. And then to engage with my content and leave me a comment. Oh, dude, you are my biggest fan.
Oh, dude.
You're my biggest
If
fan.
you're
now.
using your platform and podcast to talk about my podcast, and I don't talk about your podcast on my
dude,
podcast,
thank you. You are doing me
and
a
I choose
favor.
to come on a guest podcast to,
like you're doing me a favor. Like,
yeah,
thank
I'm never
you.
replying on my shit.
Like,
Ever.
it's silly.
Ever.
It's silly, the logic. It's like, do you not understand how this works? Like, do you not understand the more
No,
you
they literally
comment,
don't.
the more engagement I get, the further my post gets pushed, the
Right.
more people reach me. You fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like,
They
learn how
don't
this shit
realize it.
works.
Yeah.
It's silly shit.
It's just acting on emotion and stuff like that,
Yep.
you know. And
We
it's
talk
not
about
even.
that all the
I don't
time.
have any sort of hate. Like I'm glad you reached out to me, man, because it's like you said to me, like we need more of this,
Big
like
time.
here and like another
time.
thing I was going to mention it fucking 2 hours ago at the top of this thing, literally was that this place has a hard time getting along with each other for some odd fucking reason.
Really?
People who have similar interests have a really rough time collaborating and getting to know each other, in my opinion. Like,
Really?
I know this girl that works with me at my job. Her name's Haley. She has a clothing company with her boyfriend. They make my hats for me. They custom embroider them.
Okay.
And she doesn't, I mean, she reaches out to other fashion people and stuff all the time, and they never want to work with them on, and it's fashion. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
Really?
a podcast. It's not like this actual, to me, I mean, I'm sure it's competition, but it's not like a real competition because everyone has different fashion pieces. You can be super creative with it. And it just, there's not a lot of like building
Dude.
and meshing together, which is
I
why
think-
something like this is beautiful.
To be honest, I think that comes with immaturity. I think that's all it is. That famine mentality is solely stems from insecurity and immaturity. Because once you are able to mature enough within yourself and become secure enough within yourself to realize that the famine mentality only fucking delays progress and collaboration furthers progress, what are you fucking doing, you moron? Like, collaboration is everything. Collaboration is everything. And not having that family mentality is everything.
Yeah, for real.
People that don't understand that is fucking insane to me.
Literally, you're just stepping on yourself.
Literally.
You let greed get in the way of something that isn't there yet. So realistically, you're literally shitting on yourself.
Like,
there could be something there, and you're letting your greed get in the way. Because helping somebody else out is also letting them help you out.
exactly. And it's always going to benefit you in the long run. Always, dude. Always. And that's so crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean,
know
I
that.
didn't either. I'm not in the fashion world, but that's not the first time I've run into it. You know what I mean? Like, there's another podcast out there that, you know, I didn't listen past episode 1, but it's like they bring me up, or not my name, but they're talking about me.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And it's just like,
Because I thought it was just me and you in this town for podcast wise.
no, it's not. There's
not?
one that I will promote called 4 Guys on a Saturday, and it's 2 guys.
I've seen that.
It's Troy Parrott, who owns Good Times Pizza in Palisadro,
Got it.
and a guy named Joseph Moore. He was in the Navy. He worked for Google. He owns Bright's Engraving and Trophies and like Sensational Tanning. He owns like
Got it.
4 different businesses.
Got it.
And so they do a podcast every Monday. I think they're finally on Spotify, but it was only on Facebook Live, and I was a guest on theirs too.
I noticed that.
And but it's good. Like it's I like it because they talk about like the setbacks and the downfalls of running a business. It's not like, hey, we have all this money, or hey, we got to be on Record Searchlight or KRCR. You know, it's no bragging. Like, they're talking about like, hey, like, you guys don't know not sleeping for 2 or 3 whole days. You guys don't know the staying up at 3 a.m. staring at your ceiling trying to make one decision type of night. Like, I like shit like that, you know. And I mean, plus they're both about 50 years old or so that, you know, they're pretty mature. They have kids our age and shit. So like, it's just good to hear a different perspective. I was able to get Troy on a podcast. I think I was able to get Joe eventually too. But shout out to them. I mean, they're another local podcast, you know, and like it's just shit like that we need.
Big time. That's like what I am trying to do with this podcast. The direction I've decided to go was like, I want to help creatives. I want to help however I can, whether you be somebody that's starting a business, like local coffee shop, local clothing company, small online store, another podcast, a YouTuber, a fucking Instagram shop, whatever the fuck it is. I want to talk to you and put your message out there however the fuck I can with the small following I do have, even though I've grown up here and I know a lot of fucking people, and a lot of people know me. A lot of people know Branden. So like, in that way, we have built a lot of trust with our listeners and with our following, the small following we do have, which is important within a podcast, having people on, because you're not going to bullshit them. If you're saying a product's good or you're trusting that this person is good, your listeners are also going to trust that. They're going to trust the product that they're pushing as well, which is, I feel like, the most crucial part, in my opinion, if you wanted to benefit whoever is coming on, is having a fan base that trusts you. Like, that's why Rogan got so far.
Right.
We all trust that motherfucker, dude. If he said something's good, it's fucking good, dude. He told me to take vitamins. I take fucking vitamins. Told me to eat better. I fucking eat better. I don't know. Told me to start a podcast. I started a podcast. I don't fucking know, dude. I'm doing what my papa tells me to do. He's my fucking daddy. What can I do, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, you got to look up to guys like
He's
that.
He's your daddy
stuff,
too?
You know,
He's your daddy too?
I wouldn't say daddy, but he's definitely an influence for sure.
Giant.
I feel like I have weird influences, man. I feel like I wouldn't say influence, just weird motherfuckers that I would look to for certain shit. Like, I don't know how you guys feel. I bring him up earlier, but like, I really fuck with his overall style and just everything. I really fuck with Pete Davidson, man, because he's a real motherfucker before he's a comedian, in my opinion. It's not the other way around.
Yeah, he's
and
cool.
people don't find him funny. People don't like that he fucking cries and whines about himself or his dad passed away. People don't like that he's gone on and on. People don't like that he got hella hot chicks, like a jealous dude. But like,
big dick energy. It came from him. It did, dude. He started it. He's got a giant cock, dude. Giant cock. Probably.
What's up?
I think it's like a good 9 inches, dude.
I couldn't tell you personally.
I would love to see it.
But
Trev, look that up for us, please.
but like, I just, as BMO was just like, dude, like.
I want to see Pete Davis.
Pete Davidson's cock.
Pete Davis cock. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry, dog.
No, you're good. But he's just, I like how he spelled Pete. He's just
awesome.
He's just real, man. I just like that shit. I like how he's just real. He got on super fucking early on in the game. He got on fucking at
10 inches. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ, dude.
Real answer came
I told you, fucking big dick energy came from him.
He did say it's not as big as Ariana said, though. She's just little.
She is little.
He said that. I'm not too obsessed with the guy's dick. I like more of his comedy style and shit like that. But yeah, I just like it. He's just a real motherfucker in my opinion. You know, in a world full of fakes, he's someone that he doesn't have social media. He talks about shit. He's upfront about it. He makes fun of himself on SNL. He talks about how shitty SNL is now if he's the biggest star. Like, I like that shit. You know what I mean?
As fuck.
So
it's
yeah,
like
I get my real shit from him. I like Rogan because he's real, but he also like, it's like a dad vibe. You know what I mean? Like he knows about like elk meat and certain, like he'll have certain people on that will like
also
Jordan Peterson.
Everything else in the fucking world.
Yeah, it seems like I don't like how he backtracked on his vaccine take, but that's okay. You know that was Spotify giving him a call.
He's a human. He fucking changes his mind just like we all do. You know.
Yeah,
I'll fucking ride for him, dude. I'll ride for him forever. I don't give a fuck if he killed somebody. It was justified. He had to do it.
Yeah. He thought it was an elk. He thought it was an elk. It's okay.
He thought it was an elk.
Yeah, he thought it was a moose.
He didn't know. He didn't fucking know.
Right.
He got too high. Came out of the sauna. The person was there. Killed him. He didn't know.
Yeah. No, the fuck with Rogan. You know, there's other people and stuff.
What about Kevin Samuels?
I fucking love Kevin Samuels. Because what I like about him is he is unapologetically toxic.
He is.
Us as men have gotten so fucking fake, feminine, gotta respect women. That motherfucker is like...
he does not give a fuck about hurting any feelings, but he's also telling the truth.
He had this one guy on.
He can't do what he does without also telling the truth. He's telling the fucking truth.
So what you're saying is that you agree with disrespecting women?
I'm not saying that.
2021.
I'm saying being real with women.
I just
fuck the man. No, I'm just kidding. Let's edit that out, Joe.
I like how he had this one guy on, and this guy was like, "Yeah, you know, I'm like 5'7", 5'8", 300 pounds." And Kevin Samuels was like, "Oh, so you a fat fuck?"
Yep.
He's like, "Wait, so hold on. You make 30 grand a year. You're 5'8", you weigh 300 pounds, and you don't want to go to the gym every day." He's like, "How the fuck do you expect to bang some women?" You know what I mean?
Period.
He's like, "You a fat fuck? Lose some weight." He's like, next, you know, he's like, get a better job, start applying somewhere, get a new resume. Like,
fat shaming works,
Kevin
dude.
Samuels.
Fat shaming works.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the non-fat shaming shit.
No, it does in a way.
It fucking works because just as other forms of shaming work. You know, just somebody tells you you're a fucking tweaker. You're either going to go way hard with drugs or you're going to try to get off drugs, you know? Somebody hurt your fucking feelings, you're going to do something about it for better or for worse. Same works with fat shaming, whether you're a woman or a man. You're a fucking fat fuck. Get it the fuck together. Have some discipline in your life. I don't know.
He was telling the dude, he was like, you got a big dick? And the guy's like, I mean, you know. nothing to scoff at. He's like, no, that's not what I asked you. He's like, do you got a big dick? He's like, let me tell you something. I know I got a big dick. I can tell you don't got a big dick. Like Kevin Samuels.
Damn. So have you listened? Have you listened to him?
Of course.
When he features on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
No, I saw him on Joe Budden's podcast a few months ago.
You have not seen him at his wildest, because the Fresh and Fit podcast is a podcast that takes place solely on YouTube and on live, and then they also have Patreon where they get crazy as fuck with it. They are the fastest growing podcast in the fucking world right now. Trev, can you look up Fresh and Fit podcast? And Kevin Tim, and their thing is they get 8 girls on, or 6 girls or 4 girls, porn stars, OnlyFans girls, and you know how Kevin Samuels feels about OnlyFans girls and girls fucking in sex work in general.
Yeah.
And just tells him how the fuck it is, dude. And he just lays it. Fuck, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it the first time I ever heard it, and that's why I started watching this podcast.
Yeah.
Are they live right now, Trev?
Yeah.
They're always fucking live every night, dude. And this is what they do right here.
Holy shit!
Every single day, and they're the fastest growing
6
fucking
minutes
podcast.
ago they started streaming. This is Kevin Samuels?
No, this is
this is the Fresh and Fit pod.
Yeah, he just comes in every once in a while.
See, this is how I'm trying to be.
All these girls are like
not a bunch of dudes
girls,
in the room. No
porn stars, like
yeah,
and they get fucking crazy. And the host Myron and CEO, those 2 guys. Oh, I don't know where Myron's at. He sits on this side.
Middle, and then the other one's right here in the corner.
No, he's not in the middle. Myron sits at the head of the table, but he's not there. He must not be there today for some reason. I don't know. That's definitely not Myron. I don't know who the fuck that is.
That's their pimp.
Bro, so basically, if you have an OnlyFans and you want to promote it, you just got to come on this podcast.
Yep. So
it's a good way to get a guest right there.
And we could fucking film some shit that you can make some money off.
Basically, if you want...
There's good lighting in here.
If you want Brandon's fat cock inside of you, come on the podcast. That's what I'm saying.
I'm down for...
No, but really,
I'm down for you.
Let's be all bullshit aside, no dicks. If you want to get naked, whatever, that's fine. But I would love to just get a bunch of women in here. That'd be fun as fuck, dude. I mean, we know a bunch of women. We could get a bunch of women in here. They might not be wild, but get a bunch of women in here, no problem.
I'm down.
Maybe we'll look into that. Guys.
Definitely look into that.
It's been like 2.5 hours. Go ahead.
Real quick,
do your thing. Do your thing.
Toxic opinion from a man.
Oh, give it to me.
Lots and mostly all women do not like when men are going towards their goals. This is something I found out while doing a podcast. That's my lifelong dream. I don't get any play. I'm good at talking. I'm not that bad looking. I'm not perfect. I try. I shoot shots. I GDMs, whatever. Maybe I don't say the right thing. That's fine. But women do not like when you are not willing to set aside part of yourself or time for them. If you're going after some shit you want 110%, they don't fuck with you.
Fuck no.
They go for the fucking loser in the room.
So
that's what I'm saying, bro. We could shoot this content. I ain't gonna make money off of it.
I ain't gonna make money.
But I'm down for the content. Down for the content. You can keep all 100% of the fucking proceeds go to you.
So I know about that life, even in a relationship, dude. It's hard, dude. It's hard managing a family and this full-time fucking job that I'm dealing on top of a full-time job. And sometimes I'm like, do you want this to work? What the fuck are you doing right now? Do you know I gotta do this shit? You know this is what it fucking takes. Like, you know this is what I have to fucking do right now.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know how driven I am. It's not like you just met me. We've been together forever. You know how fucking competitive I am and how driven I am and my fucking drive to not fail at any cost. You know what the fuck you're gonna get. Like, it's hard. It's hard, dude. And
it's supposed to be hard.
I can't imagine what it's like meeting somebody new and being like, yeah, I can't do it. Then I have the podcast. Like, what? Like, I haven't seen you in like a week because it's fucking podcast. I know. I don't. It's just what I have to do at certain times of day. You know, I work all day and then I got to do this at night. And,
right.
And they're like, well, fuck you then. I can't imagine what that's like. At least my woman, I go to bed every night. You know, she's stuck with me. She got to fucking be there.
Yeah.
And that's not to say I don't set aside my time. I try to be as smart and as wise as I can about that so I don't put a strain on a relationship, because that's a whole different topic. Because as a man, that's your job. That's your part. You have to make sure you're setting aside time for your woman, setting aside time for the things you care about, the things you love. And or else you're going to burn out, or else you're going to ruin relationships, burn bridges, and you're going to look back on it all and be like, fuck, that wasn't worth it at all. That wasn't worth it to me. But that's just me. That's just what I've learned.
I mean, people can call it toxic or whatever. I say that half joking, half serious,
of course.
It's, I mean, yeah, no, I have the podcast. I'm not making time. Sorry. Want to see me after?
That's the way it is.
You know, like that's, but it's just, I'm not sacrificing because I have somewhere I got to be. I know I got to be there. And how I think of it, and people think it's nuts, but like there's someone out there who, same goal, same passion, same motherfucking drive, same setup, same whatever.
Yep.
Working, trying to get the same kind of people, not the same exact people, but the same kind of people that they're not going to bed till 4 a.m.
Period.
Or they're choosing to stay up that night while you're sitting there like, oh, I'm tired. I got to take this nap. I got to do, you know what I mean? They're not drinking at all while you had to.
There's a reason why I quit drugs and started this podcast. There's a reason why I don't go to bed till midnight every night. There's a reason why my family is like, hey, like, what's like, come on. Like, we need you over here too. I'm like, I know. There's a fucking reason. I have that same thought in my head every single day. There's a million other people doing the same fucking thing. How am I going to be better?
Right.
And that's my fucking drive every single fucking day.
Because if I found 4 podcasts already here in Anderson and Reading, like,
which is nothing.
Yeah. Lord knows what fucking San Fran's doing, LA.
Exactly.
Let's go out of state. Austin, Texas, you know, like New York,
I see it on
Chicago.
social media every day.
Right. Like, Lord knows how many there actually is out, you know. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's just, you got to have the drive like that. And you got to get that core audience and stuff. And you don't build that without giving something up. You know what I mean? You don't get to gain anything unless you sacrifice something.
I appreciate you coming on the podcast, dog.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome conversation.
This is sick. Yeah.
Awesome podcast.
Thank you guys.
I'm going to find an outfit to go with that fucking hat, post it on Instagram, tag you in it, and hopefully also you'll get some followers. I know it's a different kind
of logo, but you know.
I want to see you fucking posting more on social media.
Okay.
Do it, dog.
I post on my story all the time. Snapchat or Instagram.
Forget the story. Don't post the story. Post on a regular post. Use hashtags. DM me if you need whatever. I'll fucking help you with whatever. Period.
I'm gonna wear this hat out and people are gonna think that I'm Blake Mayfield.
Fuck yeah, they are. All right, guys. Let's fucking do this shit. Go follow Blake Mayfield's podcast. Go follow our podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Follow the Instagram, most importantly, and subscribe to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Do the same for his podcast. Anything to promote, Doug?
Instagram is at Blake Mayfield 23. Facebook is Blake Mayfield. The Blake Mayfield podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Overcast. And thank you guys for having me. That's all I got.
We love you guys. Bye.
Deuces.